let's watch and see if this insane little bugger says something stupid.
I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. My children aren't going hungry. I'll do it. I'll drink your blood. And I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbors. You think I like sizing up? I'm gonna haul him up back chain.
In a
Drop
video
his ass
game.
up, size it up. I'm gonna haul him up back chain. Chop, chop,
In a
chop,
video
chop. I will
game.
eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. I'll barbecue your ass.
In Roblox.
I will cook your ass up.
To give
so
you an
fast.
opportunity.
In
Well, I killed the
Minecraft.
cow out back, baby. You think Christ would eat somebody? He would never do that. I will. I'm ready to hang them up, gut them,
Video
skin them,
game.
chop them up. You know what? I'm ready. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. That's why I want the globalists to know. I will eat your ass first.
Were you unfairly charged with a crime? Has somebody said something slanderous? Are you bored and just want to file a lawsuit? Well, listen to some of these testimonials from some of our very real clients to see what TALORX Law has done for them. Hi, I'm Caitlin. I was arrested for harassing liberal Democrats at a polling booth over in Georgia. TALORX Law got me the settlement I deserved. 6-pack of Bud Light and a tin of Skull Wintergreen. Thank you, TALORX Law. Hi, I am Comrade Stolanen. When my landlord kicked me out without giving me heads up, I got settlement I deserve from TALORX Law. If it was up to me, I would not need a lawyer. I would have just taken him and wanted like. Thank you, TALORX Law, for getting me settlement that was legal. You just heard some testimonials from some of our amazing, very real clientele. And if your case is profitable, make sure to call the number below. 666-666-6420 to get the settlement that you deserve and to get me the paycheck that I've earned. TALORX Law, where the law is almost as important as profit.
Who said communist down here? What did you mean by that?
You don't know? He's a communist. He's a communist. He's a communist. You don't know? He's a communist. He's a communist. You haven't done your homework, buddy.
I just want to know what you mean.
Oh, I know what I mean. All you have to do is study it out. Just study it out and you'll see. Oh, I know what I mean. You don't know? He's a communist. He's a communist. He's a communist. You don't know? He's a communist. He's a communist. You haven't done your homework, buddy. You don't know? He's a communist. He's a communist. He's a communist. You don't know? He's a communist.
Will I see you tonight? Can you let me know, love? Knocking on the secret door, feeling like it does. Push me and I'll be with it. Tell me once what this is like. Guess we can just take it now. I'm looking for a good night. pour some gasoline on the snow now. I just wanna say that, I just wanna say that we're gonna have a party rolling in my basement. You bring the booze and I'll bring the basement. We're gonna be rolling in the basement. I just wanna say that, I just wanna say that we're gonna have a party rolling in the basement. I won't tell my parents, you won't tell my parents, and we're gonna have a party rolling in the basement. I just wanna say that, I just wanna say that we're gonna have a party rolling in the basement. Turn down the TV, turn up the bass, and we're gonna be rolling in the basement.
Go. Yeah, 5, 4, 3. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks. Fucking thing sucks. Sucks. Fucking thing sucks. Fuck! That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks. Fucking thing sucks. Fucking thing sucks.
Morning. delete, actually. Just in case. But yeah, dog, like fucking they're showing, go to my Discord, join the Discord. The Thin Blue Line magazine, okay? That blue line is real thin. God damn. And honestly, we need to make that line thinner. So fucking thin that it borders on non-existent. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it's like, why does this even exist? Because it shouldn't. You know? Fucking shout out fucking Woke with Tate. I'm not sure if they're wanting to come on stream or not. I don't think that they're wanting to come on at the moment. I don't think they're streaming that long, but I should message. I'm gonna message Tato and see if they were wanting to come or not. But fucking we're just gonna assume that we are going to not have Tato on today. And we'll go on with Corey Campbell in about 45 minutes. But we'll watch this video unless fucking Tato swings by and fucking wants to chat. But we'll watch fucking this video. So this here is from the one and only. Actually, we'll watch the It's a Miracle. Then we'll watch the DNA one if we have time, because it's more related to what we were talking about before. Fucking, this is the video from the one and only, the very based Potholer 54. If you don't know Potholer, like no joke, like Potholer, this dude here was a fucking huge part of my helping me deconvert. They make some of the best, the best sourced, the best fucking videos online. They've been around a long time. They don't post a bunch. And when I say best videos, like I don't mean the best in audio quality. You can see here that like they're obviously not great at editing. The ruling class, subtitle text here. Unless that was a meme, which it might be. You know, they don't have the highest quality videos in terms of, you know, video. They're not bad quality, but the content, 10 out of 10 content. Okay, it's kind of like the opposite of here. You know, like I got some cool looking stuff. You know, I got fucking Jesus. You know, like Jesus comes to say hello. You know, but the content is just so bad. It's so bad. You know, like all flash, no ass. You know what I'm saying? This shit's like all ass, no flash. You know, so whatever you're into. You know, so I thought, hey, yo, if I can't make good content, why don't I just steal the good content from somebody who can? And, you know, it's this attitude that led me to become a streamer. So I'm very stoked to be here and watch this amazing content that I could never have the brain capacity to make myself. So, let's go. Fucking the one and only Potholer 54, the very based. Dude, unmute the fucking shit, dog.
In your Godhead.
No. A miracle. Show us a miracle.
Here's a miracle.
Where?
This hand.
No, I don't mean that sort of miracle. I mean a proper miracle, like the loaves and the fishes.
Yes, they were proper miracles. Ask Answers in Genesis to name their top miracles, and this is what they give you. The parting of the Red Sea, Jesus.
For those who don't know who Answers in Genesis are, I think it's important that I mention who they are. Answers in Genesis is the organization run by Ken Ham. He is the life-size ark guy. He's the young earth creationist guy there. I talk a lot about Ken Ham and Kent Hovind. Well, I haven't talked about them in a minute, but I used to talk about them a lot more. Mainly Kent Hovind, who both of these people were influential in my science education. But Kent Hovind was much more influential. For those of you who don't know who he is, consider yourself lucky. But I'm going to talk about him again in the near future.
Jesus coming back to life.
But this is the Ark Guys company.
And Jesus walking on water. Their conclusion, natural explanations, in other words science, can't account for any of these miracles. But science also can't explain how Athena sprang fully armoured from the head of Zeus.
All right, in true TALORX fucking style. Fucking. In true TALORX fucking style, I have to fucking pull up the. On water. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hell yeah, brother. Oh! What is Jesus? Holy shit, look at him freaking your mind. Oh, look! Look, she went under it! Science cannot account for Chris Angel, okay? Science cannot explain Christopher. Goddamn, amazing, amazing. So,
It can't explain
I prefer David Blaine. Absolutely. Yo, if we're actually talking like fucking like legit fucking like if we're talking preferred genuine like magicians, obviously David Blaine is fucking much better. And also in true fucking TALORX form, I have to fucking show this video because a word was said and God forbid I do and finish something. The fucking classic.
All right, these guys. Hey. Hey, fellas. Hey. Hey.
No. No. No, David Blaine, no. No. No.
I'm taping the street magic special. You want to see some magic?
No, you made fools out of us last time. No, thank you.
Look, we were just out shopping all day. We just want to go into my apartment and relax. So bye-bye.
Where'd you go shopping?
We went to an outlet store, okay? You wouldn't have heard of
It's
it.
not trendy yet. Nobody knows about it.
What'd you buy?
I bought a green sweater, if you want to know. Okay,
Ooh,
I
big
bought a
whoop.
green sweater.
Interesting. Are you sure you didn't buy a teddy bear?
Yes, I'm sure I did.
Yeah.
Teddy bear!
What the F? How did you...
How did he get it? Where's my sweater?
David Blaine, he bought a green sweater, okay? So you can't just make that disappear, okay? That's like stealing. It's the equivalent of stealing. So where is
I
it?
spent like $48, so you're not being clever at this point, all right? You're being mean. You're being stupid. Where is it?
Look at your effing body right now, Peter.
What the
What
F?
the-
How did I was holding things.
Did you feel
How did he-
anything on it?
Classic. Okay, we gotta do the drink.
I'm holding it.
Orange soda, huh? Hey, what else is orange?
What else is orange? I don't know. Cheez-Its? Cheez-Its!
What the?
Cheez-Its! Fuck! What did... What? Cheez-Its! 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 Where's my orange soda? What'd you do with it? What'd you do?
So good. Give me back my sweater. Yo, both part 1 and part 2 are fucking amazing. And I highly recommend going and checking them out. If you look up David Blaine Street Magic or here's a David Blaine parody series, there's 9 videos. Oh my god. Hey, yo, I guess, you know, like, get the bag, okay, homie? Get the bag. Do what you gotta do to get the fucking bag. But Jesus Christ. Yo, man, fucking, you can't even get mad at a motherfucker for doing fucking, beating dead horses into the ground. That's just what has to happen on the internet, dog. If you want to fucking make fucking money and exist on the internet, you gotta beat that. If you find a fucking horse that pays, you gotta ride that shit till it fucking breaks, dog. Like, oh my god. And it will break some sooner than later, but like, fuck. That's just what the internet, that's what the internet needs. Also, fucking, go check out Endless. Alright. Okay, hoot time. I saw it. We got that fucking watch game. Look at that. Let's go. We got that fucking 007 golden eye ass, pause ass fucking watch. That thing is juicy. Googly boogly. Let's go. Get out your bongs. Get out your rigs. God damn. Literal horse. I think PETA might have an issue. PETA doesn't actually care. Get him out. Let's go. Come on, get him out. Let's go. Holy shit. Get your bongs out. Holy shit. Let's go. Come on, please. Get it out now, please. Yo, what the fuck? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yo, it's Plastic Love, but it's 50 cents in the club. This was just recommended to me in this playlist, and it needs to be played. This is gonna be banger. Fucking welcome, Wildcat. You fucking change your name to Wildcat Antifa Doxer.
Don't try to act like you don't know what we be neither. We the club all the time. It's a problem. Pop off.
Let's go. Plastic Love is such a great song.
Go, go, go. Go, shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. Go, shorty, it's your birthday. Go, shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. And you know we don't give up, it's not your birthday. You'll find me in the club, bottle full of bug. Mama, I got what you need if you need to fill a buzz. I'm in the having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, you get in and getting rough. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bug. Mama, I got what you need if you need to fill a buzz. I'm in the having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, you get in and getting rough. When I pull up out front, you see the Benz on dub. When I roll 20 deep, so it's drama in the club. Now that I'm with Dre, everybody show me love. When you sell like them and then you be plenty and goofy love. But homie ain't done your chain, roll down, G's up. I see exhibit in the cutting, man, roll them trees up. If you watch how I move, stick before I play up here.
Come on, let's go, god damn.
In the hood and the lady saying 50, you hot. They like me, I want them to love me like they love pop. I play in New York, show they tell you I'm loco. And the plan is to put the rap game in the choke. I'm fully focused, man. My money on my mind, got a meal out the deal, and I'm feeling the grind. Now shorty says she feeling my style, she feeling my flow. My girl from Wooded, they buy and they ready to go on the club. Bottle full of bug, mama, I got what you need if you need to fill a buzz. I'm in the having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, you get in and getting rough.
Bangers and ass playlist. Get the fuck in there. Oh, yo, okay, we're fucking. Dabthony Talfano is fucking about to fucking come out. Dabthony Faltalo here. Okay, we're gonna watch this on. God damn. Fucking. The words ring true. Not now. So remember old Caps when you spell the man's name. Play the fucking song. Maybe I should have clicked switch. Bangers, bangers. The Mad Villain album. It was mad. Was Emma Doom and Mad Villain and it's
somewhat of a travesty having me. Then he told the people,
absolutely,
Your Majesty, keep your battery charged. You know,
yo, I'm gonna tell my story, okay?
Kick slow. Shoulda let your trick hold.
I told it before, but I'm gonna tell it because it's traumatizing.
Couldn't do nothing once he let the brick go.
Okay.
And you know I know that's a bunch of snow. The beat is so butter. Peep the slow cutter as he utter the calm flow. Don't talk about my mom, yo. Sometimes he rhyme quick, sometimes he rhyme slow, or vice versa. Whip up a slice of nice verse pie, hit it on the first try. Villain, the worst guy. Spot hot tracks like not appear fast.
So I go to a Halloween party. I will never forget this because this is traumatizing. I go. Y'all have seen the food cover? Dog. I fucking went to Halloween looking like exactly like this shit, dog, with the green hoodie and all the shit. Fucking had that shit on with my fucking mask and like the hood up and shit, dog. Just fucking like, hell yeah, dog. Like, I'm expecting motherfuckers at this shit to be like, yo, fucking Doom. This is probably back in, I don't know, 2017, 2018 maybe. There's like 60 fucking people, dude. Oh my god. And I fucking go in there, expect the motherfuckers to be like, you know, like yelling like, oh yo, it's Doom or some shit like that. Not a single person in this motherfucker knew who I was. Not a single motherfucker who knew who Doom was. Motherfucker already Spartan in a hoodie. Dog, I lost so much respect in like humanity at that moment, dog, for real. And like, I'm not even like a fucking like one of those dudes who's like, oh, you don't know about my super niche fucking thing that nobody normal cares about. It wasn't even like that. And it wasn't that like a couple people didn't know who Doom was. Who cares? There was like 60 fucking people in there or more. Not a single motherfucker. Dog, that shit's fucked. That shit was just like mind-boggling. And like you could tell by the music that was playing, I guess, that like that shit made me so sad. I fucking went and I fucking put on a fucking like a jersey and went as like a fan of the team. A sport guy. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, let's go, that's awesome. You fucking goober. You goddamn goober. You fucking little goob. Okay? Fucking silly. Fucking absolutely sad. Wrong.
Scotch from out the square shot glasses. And he won't stop till he got the masses. And show them what they know not through flows of hot molasses. Do it like the robot to headspin to boogaloo. Took a few minutes.
Yeah, it was really disappointing. But yeah, but no joke, fucking remember all caps when you spell the man's name, okay? Fucking, it's very important.
Ugly, like look at you, it's a damn shame. Just remember all caps when you spell the man name.
Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. We were watching a video, remember that? We got 44 seconds in. Okay, we got 44 seconds in. And I do believe in us. I believe that we can make it. I don't know if we're going to make it through a 20-minute video in the next fucking 30 minutes or however long until Corey's ready. Corey's generally ready around like 6:30. So we got like 23 minutes. Uh-oh. We're not getting through this, but we might get a little fucking meat out of it. You know, everything we could do is just content. You know? The tangents are what matter. You know? Oh, sorry. Fucking thank you though, actually, for pointing this out to me. This scene does not have the Mega Nest no move. Mega Nest no move. Oh, I put it on the wrong fucking thing. God damn, dog. This shit is confusing as fuck. Because I have so much shit going on now. And like, dog, it was fucking gnarly before. Let me tell you. What is mega gnarly now? Okay. Here's a fucking for y'all.
じゃあ見ててみほらお手
God damn. Thank you for the hydrate. Actually, should you be lucid for today's lesson? I heard somebody say, "Fuck it, we ball." Get out your bongs. Get out your rigs. I've taken 2 dabs so far.
Give me one margarita, I'ma open my leg.
Here's a free margarita for y'all. We're gonna fucking learn about biochemistry.
Margaritas, I'ma put it in my tush. Give me 5 margaritas, I'ma get some fun. Give me 5 margaritas, I'ma put it in your bun. Give me 1 margarita, I'ma open my leg.
Get them out. Let's go.
I'ma give you some head. Give me 3 margaritas, margaritas. Give me 3 margaritas, margaritas. Give me 3 margaritas, I'ma put it in my puss. Give me 4 margaritas, I'ma put it in my tush. Give me 5 margaritas, margaritas.
Let's go. Get them out. Get out your bongs. Get out your rigs. Get out your joints. Get out your pipes. Start that breathing technique.
She about to do, but she off me and I got tequila shots in me. I'ma act the fool, cause she said una no es ninguna. Dos mami chulas, pa' las 3 I'm about to do ya. How your boyfriend never do ya, porque yo te pongo en 4, pa' las 5 hay desacato. Took it to Taco Tuesday, this bitch lost both her zapatos. Se me la toma, toda, no se quiere ir sola. I'ma make her, what's that soda in a paloma? Squirt, slurp, she said make it hurt. You know I'm a Mexican, you know we put in work. And now I got her legs locked, in too deep, can't stop. Face down, ass such, she dead like K-pop. Give me 1 margarita, I'ma open my legs. Give me 2 margaritas, I'ma give you some head. Give me 3 margaritas, margaritas. Give me 3 margaritas, margaritas. Give me 3 margaritas, I'ma put it in my puss. Give me 4 margaritas, I'ma put it in my tush. Give me 5 margaritas, margaritas. Give me 5 margaritas, margaritas. Give me 1 margarita, 2 margaritas. Give me 3 margaritas, margaritas. Going out with my baby and I'm
Okay. Whew. Fucking anybody fucking watching the fucking vertical, which is probably nobody. But if anybody's watching the vertical and they're like not seeing all the shit that's going on the main stream, they're probably quite confused. Oh. Try not to die is something that I want to get, to do. I want to do that. I want to just like not die from coughing right now. That would be great. Oh, okay. Welcome, Martin. Great to see ya. I hope you're doing well on this blessed Wednesday. Oh, welcome. Oh, we're watching a thing, I think. Look at this is a thing, and we were watching it. Motherfuckers be coming up in here and saying, "Lorx, my dude, what's up? My dude, what's up?" Fucking, you don't even do the thing. And I say, "What are you talking about, dude? We do the thing." And they say, "No, dog, you haven't done the thing, dude. You're 38 minutes in. You haven't done the thing." And I say, "Dog, it's right behind me, dog. Like, what the fuck, dude?" And they say, "Lorx, no, you're being a greasy bitch. You're hiding the fucking time bar at the bottom of the video." And I say, no, I'm not hiding it. It's just on this thing, you just happen to not be able to see it. You can only see it on the other ones. But like, no, we're doing the shit. Look at it. We got it here. And they say you're only 44 seconds into the fucking video. How the fuck does that happen? And I just let them know that, judge not lest he be judged, man, I'm trying my best, okay? I don't know where I am 3/4 of the time. Can you add a command that calls up a link to the YouTube stream? Ooh, I should. I didn't really fucking, I kind of forgot about the fucking shit and hit it kind of last second, so I think only the vertical stream is up, but that is a good idea. And, I should do that. Fucking shout out Endless. Go check out Endless. Okay. Maybe it's not actually live. Doesn't look like it is actually live right now. Did it fucking die? I have this thing, and it was saying earlier that, "Hi, TALORX, you are live right now." See, look, it says I'm live. It's lying to me. It's unlisted. Oh, that's... I heard that if you don't list the streams, that makes it hard for people to see it because you make it so that they are not allowed to. And then it's not good for it. There you go. I think I fixed it. And now everybody can go over to it and say, wow, what a wonderful experience this is in vertical mode. I'm really enjoying the TALORX vertical experience. I do have quite a few fucking vertical scenes. Here's the vertical, what it looks like over there. But I gotta figure out a way to make it so that they switch properly. Like, I have vertical versions of like most of my scenes. And even the starting soon. This is what it looks like when I start my vertical streams. It's the same as my other one. Yeah. So that's why I didn't just chatting. We should raid in politics. I want to play with silly people. Should I fucking, should I go to fucking politics and not just chatting? Fucking, I think that's why I don't get a lot of the chuds anymore. I don't stream in politics mainly because, like, I want to distance myself from Twitch politics as much as possible. You know? I don't want to be involved in Twitch poll. Except in like a fucking, like, fun way. You know, like, I'm here to fucking tell fucking chuds they're stupid and fucking, like, lol train at them. I don't want to fucking be with these fucking, like, politics fucking people. I don't want it. I don't want to tell you what. Okay. Not all of them. There's some really great people. But at the same time, I got other shit I'm focused on. It's not that. Here's the link. You want to watch this shit in vertical? Have you ever watched TALORX and thought, yo, dude, it'd be so much better if you had much less going on and just like in fucking portrait mode? Have you ever thought about that? You ever thought about like a chat that fucking I don't really check much at this point? But I plan on checking more as I figure more shit out, and hopefully I can get it merged properly. But you ever thought about that? Well, you can do that. There it is. Thank you. Oh, you posted the link? Did I miss it? Oh, fucking, yo, honestly, fucking, the fucking Twitch app. Like, fucking, I forgot to set up, and I should just schedule out all my shit so that I don't need to worry about it. Because I generally stream at the same times. I should schedule all my shit out on YouTube, and then, fucking, yeah, then I won't have to worry about it as much. Vertical, never thought about it before. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, this is now what my OBS looks like. I showed it the other day, but I'll show it again for anybody who wasn't here. Let me put it. I know it's kind of confusing, but hi, this is the real me here. And you know, but over here, you'll see.
Doll. I bet she tried to say she gave me.
Let me turn it down a bit. I'll move my shit so you can see the thing here. But goddamn, my shit is kind of fucking confusing. Okay. Okay, I'm the real me here, over here. But this is my OBS now. You can see that I have my horizontal. I have my chat here. I always had that. You can see my horizontal stream or like landscape stream, the normal stream in the middle with the capital as hell. And then on the far left, that's left for me. I'm sure it is for you too. Yeah. You can see it like vertically. And then down in the bottom is, I don't know if you know much about OBS or anything, but you'll see two sets of scene selection and like that scene's elements. You can see it, the regular and then the vertical. If you look at my vertical guy, he's pointing better at it. Fucking, so like, that's pretty crazy. And then if you fucking go here, you can see now that I can output to here. I can output to other platforms with this. like like Kick and not really TikTok really well. Like it's sketchy to do that. Or Twitter you have to pay, which I'm not. And I'm not gonna stream to Kick. But I think it would be fun to see what it would be like to fucking see what people are like on fucking Kick when you're a fucking leftist. Absolutely. Yeah, music's on vertical and that's fine. Because I set it so that my settings on the vertical, like vertical streams don't get uploaded. Like they don't get fucking uploaded and saved as a VOD, whereas the horizontal streams do, unless I delete them. And as far as I know, like the fucking landscape or like horizontal fucking regular videos, they save and they don't have the music on them. So I think I should be okay on that. I don't know why it does that, but it doesn't save anyway, and that's the issue. Playing it live and shit isn't really an issue. It's the having it in a VOD. So okay. But yeah. Fucking around on my OBS like that and having it on the thing fucking was fucking tripping me out. Making me sick. Alright, yo. Let's see how much fucking of this we can get into.
How looking at Medusa's face turned people into stone. Maybe the problem isn't science. Maybe it's the veracity of these ancient stories. So if these were proper miracles, how come we never see any of them today? Like the loaves and the fishes, or the miracle of Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego, who were thrown into a fiery furnace and yet walked around inside the flames unharmed.
Yeah, that's a pretty sick fucking miracle. I think that's pretty cool. That's in the book of Daniel if you're looking for it. And another thing in the book of Daniel, you may be saying TALORX, Daniel. Why does that name ring a bell? Like, is that about like the Daniel and like a lion or something like that? Like he was in a lion's den or something like that? And I'd say, yeah. And that's in there too. That's one of my favorite fucking miracles. Favorite in that it's like so crazy and unnecessarily fucking awful. So essentially the story is, super long story short. And I'm glossing over a lot of things. Daniel got fucking sold out and fucking Buddy was like, all right, Daniel, you'll get and tossed into the fucking lion's den for fucking praying to your God and doing your shit and things you shouldn't have done. They throw Daniel in the lion's den where you're supposed to get eaten by these lions. And well, sure enough, they keep coming back and well, Daniel's still alive. And they're like, wow, truly your God is fucking like amazing. And then they find out, yeah, these dudes really fucked him over. So he fucking throws them and like they're like all their like people like fucking or like their family and shit like into the lion's den because they sold Daniel out, and the lions eat them before they hit the ground. Like they're just like so ravenous. They just like fucking they sold them out like they're getting eaten by those fucking lions the second they fucking even get tossed near the pit. They're just getting fucked. I think that's pretty gnarly. Honestly, Daniel is a crazy book. It's the first like fucking like a real like apocalyptic fucking like text of the Bible that's just like real nar. That's just like, wow, you're seeing like beasts and shit coming up from the sea and crazy shit. I highly recommend reading the book of Daniel. It's very interesting. It goes in like a lot of places because it's a very interesting and intricate book that like I don't know all the fucking nuances and shit too. Like people fucking dedicated years and years and years of study to like Daniel, and it's still debated and argued and studied to this day, you know. But fucking it's so fucking amazing. I highly recommend reading the book of Daniel. I don't care about the bits here. I'm cutting them out.
An example of a modern day miracle, and he said, a sunset. Look, it's beautiful, a miracle of God's creation. But miracles are supposed to defy natural explanation. A sunset is a gaseous body of hydrogen.
I had a VHS with that animated story on it. Fucking, I'm sure they tamed it down real hard. But that being said, It depends on your fucking kid's Bible, but they probably fucking said, and they threw the bad guys in after, or something like that. You know, like, and the lions ate them, and you know, like, even that's like fucking real gnarly, dog. Real gnarly. Like, not as gnarly as like the actual text and shit, but still.
Fusing into helium under gravitational pressure, emitting white light which gets scattered in the atmosphere as the Earth rotates, so that we predominantly see the longer wavelength bands of the electromagnetic spectrum. Then we have the miracle of people surviving plane crashes and avalanches, and again, these have perfectly natural explanations. It would be a strange world indeed if people never survived air crashes and avalanches. And word to Pat Robertson, just calling fish oil a miracle doesn't make it any less of a TV commercial.
The miracle of fish oil. Man, we appreciate this. This book is available now, the Omega Zone, a miracle of the RX of high-dose fish oil.
It's a bloody miracle!
You have, what, 14 patents on stuff? Is it 14?
Yes.
14?
Never heard of anyone taking out patents on a miracle. So I spent a bit of time looking for a real miracle.
Yo, fucking, you can if you can patent a miracle, you know, fucking, you're gonna be making a lot of money. And they did a whole episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia on fucking trying to profit off a miracle. You know, making something seem like a miracle. You can do it, you know? This stream's a fucking miracle. If I can make fucking money off it one day, fucking hey, let's go. Well, I do fucking make fucking money with donos and bits and subs and shit, but I mean, like, enough to live. Let's go. Off doing it full. Our God is a wrathful God, or awesome God, absolutely, but some people really fucking lean into and accept that fucking wrathful fucking God. And the more the people who lean into that more violent Jesus figure, who's more like the coming back to kick ass and fuck your shit up, those people fucking make me nervy. They make me nervy. Okay, yo, I gotta go upstairs and I gotta go get a toothpick real bad. I'm gonna play this while I'm going. I'll go to my fucking Hassan stream scene so that I'll have Hassan watch it for you.
Miracle, like three men walking inside a fiery furnace. Then I found it. I asked a Catholic on my channel forum to give me the very best example of a miracle, and he said, that's easy. The Rosary Miracle of Hiroshima. The what now? Surely I'd heard of the Rosary Miracle of Hiroshima, 8 Jesuits who survived the atomic bombing in 1945. Apparently it's famous in Catholic circles as one of the best examples of a modern-day miracle. Here's how it goes.
The blast wave was felt as far away as 37 miles. 2/3 of the city's buildings were destroyed. Although no official figure exists, it is estimated that between 80,000 to 140,000 people were killed instantly in the blast. The hundreds of fires, ignited by the thermal pulse, combined to produce a
firestorm. Thanks, Hassan. I'll take over from here.
Everything within 4.4 miles of ground zero.
All right, Hassan, I'm leaving. Bye. Welcome, Josephus. Great to see ya. It's going well. I have some shit stuck in my tooth. And we're going to have Corey Campbell on in a couple of minutes here for the biochemistry. Biochemistry stream. I'm going to hop in the classroom now. And we will... wait for Professor Campbell. Fucking, yo, I missed.
Fires ignited by the thermal pulse, combined to produce a firestorm that incinerated everything within 4.4 miles of ground zero. Yet, incredibly, less than a half-mile away from Ground Zero, 8 German Jesuit priests staggered out of their home, one of the few buildings still standing in that area.
Fuck all the Japanese people who got absolutely annihilated by that fucking nuke. Thank God that those German Jesuit priests made it. You know, our God is an awesome God. He reigns, dear Lord.
With only relatively minor injury. Later, all 8 of these men would be examined by US Army medical experts, along with the other survivors of the blast. According to these medical reports, the Jesuit priests suffered no signs of elevated radiation, or indeed any of the other ill effects experienced by the other survivors. Speaking on behalf of all 8 men, 30-year-old Father Hubert Schiffer had only one explanation.
We believe that.
How much you want to bet it's Jesus? 500 to 1. If it's anything but Jesus, it's 500 to 1, baby. You get $500.
We survived because we were living the message of Fatima.
Wow. Take that, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You only survived a fiery furnace. These 8 priests stood in front of an exploding...
Fucking, yo, if you would have took that bet, you would have got $500. It was Fatima, not directly Jesus Christ. Let's go!
Amazing! TALORX, but it would actually be as an intercessor through Fatima to Jesus Christ, whom is God.
Eat my ass, that's not what it was.
I will eat your ass.
You would have made some money. You would have done it. You would have done it.
nuclear frigging bomb and weren't even hurt. After it was over, Father Hubert Schiffer relayed the story to another priest who reported the only physical harm to himself was that he could feel a few pieces of glass in the back of his neck. As far as he could tell, there was nothing else physically wrong with himself. All 8 priests went on to live out their days in full health with no cancer or side effects from radiation. And of course, priests don't lie. Their residence should have been utterly destroyed. Severe lung and heart damage, heads blown off, skulls crushed, cotton clothes catching fire. There are no physical laws to explain why the Jesuits were untouched in the Hiroshima air blast. They received enough radiation to be dead within at most a matter of minutes. What happened to those Jesuits at Hiroshima still defies all human logic. The story's not only in blogs, it's been written up in the Catholic News Agency and in the Catholic Herald, which tells us practically everything was vaporized within a mile of the point of impact, and yet the 8 priests escaped virtually unscathed. And yes, they say this is just like the 3 biblical figures thrown into the fiery furnace. The miracle is even used to sell rosaries. Same story again. 8 priests who prayed to the rosary every day, just 8 blocks from the atomic explosion, minor injuries, no radiation sickness. So buy a rosary and you too can survive a nuclear bomb.
Is it not fucking changing now? What the fuck? Okay.
Well, I'm convinced. Unless, of course, miracles are just real and easily explained events that then become grossly exaggerated. As you know, the first thing to ask when you hear something extraordinary is, what's your source? The miracle account gives us the names of the 8 priests, so that's a starting point. I tracked down the source to an original report of the incident, and the one that seems to have publicized it most at the time.
Hello.
Can you? Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
I can hear you.
Good.
Yes, hello. Let me get that off.
Yeah. 1 second. I'm gonna start.
There we go. I fixed the thing.
Let me share my screen to start off with. That would be helpful.
Discord. Alright. Just bear with us for one moment here, chat, while we get this all set up. It'll only be but a moment. There we go.
All right, yeah, your camera's coming in. Good.
Yes, I just gotta figure out. Oh, it is a desktop scene. Okay. I'm going to just duplicate this quick. I don't know why it. I don't know why it wasn't there in the first place, but all right.
I like the classroom background.
Thank you, thank you. Now we're fucking rocking that fucking straight up class vibes. All right, okay. I am ready in 15 seconds. All right. We are here.
All right, one moment. I think everything's set up on my end in record time for me.
Good shit. We did the thing. Okay, I'm gonna unmute the stream. Awesome. Okay. We should be
All
good
right.
and ready to rock.
Cool. Well, I'm going to unveil the curtain.
Oh, here we go. Woo! Yes. I love the sounds.
Starting off with some questions.
Nice.
Just a couple.
Okay.
Because, well, we covered quite a bit of DNA, but we're definitely going to revisit DNA and RNA, not the next chapter. So right now we're on chapter 2, okay? And then chapter 3 is more protein stuff. And then chapter 4, I believe, is we do a super deep dive on DNA, RNA, and all that stuff. But, just to, again, get some of the fundamental concepts of DNA, hopefully, mastered, which I think you pretty much have it there or close to it. So, when nucleotides base pair, what type of bonds hold them together? So, are they ionic bonds? Are they pair bonds? Are they hydrogen bonds? Or are they covalent bonds?
Well, I hope that I'm not doing George Bush Jr. wrong when I say fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You can't get fooled again.
Fooled again, exactly.
And I feel like this is the one I got wrong last time with hydrogen bonds, because I said, how are there hydrogen? I'm going to go with C, and it was explained to me. C, hydrogen bonds.
And let's go with the drum roll.
Oh,
you are correct.
Fool, you can't get fooled again. Let's go.
Can't get fooled. Exactly. What holds them together? Okay, and well, that leads into my next question.
Oh shit.
Which is when adenine and thymine base pair.
I know this
how
one.
many hydrogen bonds are formed?
I know this.
Is it 0? Is it 1? Is it 2? Or is it 3?
Well, the other time it was C and G, and I said 0, but that wasn't the answer. The answer to that was 3, but the answer to this is 2. And once again, I'm going with C. There are 2 hydrogen pairs, and it is less strongly tied than the other one.
All right, drum roll. It is in fact 2.
Let's fucking go!
So you get confetti.
God damn, we did the thing.
Yeah.
Fuck
so
yeah.
well, you know pretty much the ins and outs, okay, of DNA. Like you definitely know nucleotides, right? You're familiar with that term now. You know the fundamental concept of nucleotide. You definitely know C and G and the 3 hydrogen bonds, and now you know A and T. And that's pretty much like the fundamentals or the foundations of DNA. And so when we're talking about, the sequence of DNA, we're talking about that sequence of A's and T's and C's and G's.
Hell yeah, chat. And if you were here the whole time, chat, you now are fucking masters of that too.
Exactly right. But we're going to be revisiting this, okay, in way more detail. Well, we're also going to look at RNA because we haven't taken a detailed look at RNA. But if you know DNA, okay, RNA is arguably much simpler. But today, okay, last time we started on amino acids, okay, and building up to proteins, because we're going to be talking a lot about proteins and amino acids pretty much consistently, especially once you start doing a deep dive, on metabolism. There's a lot of protein stuff involved, but the building blocks, okay, of proteins are amino acids, okay, and so we showed this last time, okay. So last time we went sequentially, okay, through the amino acids. There's 20 of them, okay, and here's the table of 20 of them that we classify them by this, popular classification system. And we're going to go in a little bit more detail on some of this classification of, what does it mean when we say acidic? What does it mean when we say basic or positive charge? What does it mean when we say uncharged polar, blah, 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 and then the other half of the table of nonpolar. But basically, these are what we call your 20 canonical amino acids, the building blocks, the Lego blocks of proteins, okay? As in, nucleotides are the building blocks of DNA, okay? So amino acids are the building blocks of proteins that we're going to see. So, diving a little bit deeper into the amino acids, okay, there's the side chains aspect. We covered a little, I think we pretty much mostly, I think, stopped around here last time, but I want to revisit it. Where, the side chains, okay, of aspartate and glutamate are very similar, okay, both structurally and chemically. They're grouped the same. They're both acidic, okay, and I think today we're going to do a little bit of a deeper dive on acidity and what does it mean to be acidic, and why do we call them amino acids, right? What makes amino acids amino acids? But the important part, at least for now, is that aspartate and glutamate, they have a negative charge at the end of their side chain. What I've circled there in, the purple or magenta, circle. And the only difference between glutamate and aspartate is that that extra CH2 group that I've put there in the red circle, okay? But again, if you're not used to seeing these, you will get used to it because we're going to be seeing these like over and over. It's just a matter of like repetition at this point, getting in the reps. And then, okay, at physiological pH, I'm emphasizing this, but, I'm going to provide more detail of what do I mean when I say physiological pH, but I'm just introducing the term now. But yeah, arginine, lysine, and histidine have a positive charge. So they're on the opposite end of the glutamate and aspartate. They both have charges, but aspartate and glutamate, they have negative charges. And here, these three, they have positive charges, okay? But as I sort of put there in the notes, they don't always have a positive charge. Rather, under physiological conditions, the conditions of the body, they have a positive charge. And I'm going to provide more detail on that in a little bit. And yeah, just also as a note, the positive charge on histidine there is not shown, but it is supposed to be there. Again, under those physiological conditions that I'll provide more detail about. And then, okay, you have our uncharged polar amino acids, and I think we ended on polarity last time, but we're going to revisit it, and I'm going to try and answer one of the great questions that you asked last time. Okay, in terms of, I used the examples of carbon dioxide and water, and you saw that they were different, and you essentially asked, well, why are they different here? I'm going to try and answer that question a little bit better. But yeah, just as a little bit of a review, okay, these groups of amino acids, asparagine, glutamine, serine, threonine, tyrosine, okay, they do not have full charges in their side chains, okay, so they have partial charges, as in they have polarity in their side chain. And I'm going to, again, try to provide more detail on what that means. But yeah, all that to say is the important part is they have partial charges, not full charges, like we just saw in the past 2 slides of aspartate and glutamate, with the full negative charge, and then the lysine, asparagine, and not asparagine, lysine, arginine, and histidine as the full positive charge. Okay, just those are like the main messages or the take-home messages that I want to emphasize. And then lastly, at least when it comes to the groupings on the table, okay, I showed again this last time, we have your non-polar, okay, where basically there's essentially no charge at all, either full charge or partial charge. They're neutral, okay, they're just like chilling. And since, okay, they are non-polar, we also classify them. So technically, okay, non-polar and hydrophobic are like distinct and separate concepts, but very often they are used interchangeably, as in like we sometimes we use the term non-polar as like a synonym for hydrophobic, but they're technically sort of distinct concepts. But either way, if you're not fully aware of what hydrophobic means, I mean, hopefully it's a little bit intuitive in the term.
Yeah.
But we're going to be revisiting this concept consistently throughout. Or pretty much everything that I'm laying down here is the fundamentals. Like there'll be consistent themes throughout, the course or the textbook. And I think I asked you this last time. So what do you think hydrophobic means?
That it repels water or like pushes off water. Doesn't like water.
And then if you can venture a guess, what do you think the opposite of hydrophobic is? What do you think that term would be?
Hydro loving.
Yeah. So in the English translation, okay, you are right. Okay, but just like phobic is like there's like I think a Greek root for that.
Okay. Phobophile.
So something loving.
Hydrophile. Hydrophilic.
Perfect. Exactly.
There
Hydrophilic.
Fair.
Basically the polar amino acids, okay, and the ones with charges, they are hydrophilic, okay. But again, I'll be introducing that concept, but just as a preview now, and also just to get familiar with some of the terminology now, where you pretty much nailed it. Where the opposite of hydrophobic, so afraid of water, the opposite is water loving, and that's hydrophilic.
So kind of like the shit you spray on your shoes to make the water beat up in the rain is hydrophobic, but then like a fucking one of those squeegee rub things are like hydrophilic.
Yeah,
ShamWow things.
So and also try to relate it to everyday life of like, well, do you drink coffee?
Yeah, I love coffee.
Yeah, well, and I know you drink Tim Hortons coffee every once in a while.
Yes.
Or, I've seen you post about it.
Very much.
And so when you add sugar, okay, to your, assuming you add sugar or something to your coffee.
Very little. It depends. But Tim Hortons, I have to add a bit because it's not great. But yes.
But even the little bit that you add,
Yes.
like it dissolves, right?
Yeah,
You stir it. Now, if you add, let's say, a drop of oil, okay, would you expect that to dissolve in your coffee?
I don't know. Like, I wouldn't expect it to like. Yeah, maybe it would like float. Like, yeah, like a drop of oil. Yeah, it'd probably float. Depends on how thick that bad bitch is. But like, yeah, like oil is pretty gloopy. Yeah, that shit fucking. It wouldn't. Yeah. Maybe if you stirred it in, it would probably like get all flinky duke, and then left over time, it might separate. But
yeah, like unless you're consistently stirring it, okay, and you're like, and even then, you're not dissolving it. Technically speaking, you're dispersing it, okay. But yeah, like you said, so using the sugar example, like virtually no matter how long that you let it sit, okay, the sugar is not gonna like fall. You're not gonna see it at the bottom of your cup, right?
Yeah.
Unless you like really dump like there's more sugar than coffee in your coffee.
Yeah.
And so, okay, and I'm introducing these terms now because, well, that relates to the structure of amino acids, as in there's a reason why, okay, there's an overlapping reason why, okay, the sugar dissolves in your coffee, okay? And the hydrophilic amino acids, as in the hydrophilic, they're water loving, so they dissolve in water. And then these hydrophobic amino acids, okay, they would not dissolve in water. They would behave like oil in water or oil in your coffee.
What about this
ahead.
is a dissolved question. So like when I clean my rigs or like my bongs, I put like salt and isopropyl alcohol. And the isopropyl alcohol does not melt or doesn't dissolve the salt. If I put water in it, it would. But if I put ISO in there, it's good for like scrubbing, you know, like it goes in and like knocks the shit. It's like a scrubbing thing, but it doesn't dissolve the salt. So is that like a hydrophilic shit, or is that different?
That is a fantastic and pointed question. Okay, so and that actually overlaps. And let's see if I can bring it up. So yeah, isopropyl alcohol. Okay, that is technically okay. And now that you asked it, I'll provide more detail on isopropyl alcohol next time and show.
Cool.
I'll prepare a slide about that.
Oh yeah.
But technically speaking, isopropyl alcohol, you know, if we're to classify it based off of polarity, okay, it would be polar, but it would not be like strongly polar, where it would sort of resemble, let's say, very loosely speaking, if you can, let's say, see serine here, the first one, okay, might be hard to make out, which I'm sort of maybe covering it up with my little cursor there.
See it. That's fine.
But like, yeah, at the end, okay, at the top of serine, there's a little OH group.
Welcome, Arberlin. Great to see you.
An oxygen and a hydrogen. So technically speaking, when you're talking about alcohol, that's pretty much the same as alcohol, as in isopropyl alcohol, ethanol, which is drinking alcohol, methanol, definitely do not drink ever methanol, unless you want to like, whatever, end yourself. Yeah. But
that'd probably be a pretty shitty way to do it. Like that would suck. That doesn't sound like. It sounds like a
yeah, it would not be fun.
Even if you're on Roblox, don't do that.
But definitely sort of in an organic chemistry aspect, okay, that OH group, okay, is what sort of, that's by definition like an alcohol, as in if it has an OH group attached to a carbon, like serine does here, as in at the end there you have OH and then attached to CH2, that OH is attached to a carbon, okay, that's the exact same phenomenon that you would see in isopropyl alcohol, that you would see in methanol, that you would see in ethanol, okay? And so isopropyl alcohol is polar, okay? But here, the devil's in the details of like, we're going to see that there's like a spectrum there. Like something can be like strongly polar and something can be, medium. And I sort of actually hinted it there with my note of like cysteine is missing from the table because it is considered like mildly polar.
And does it have to be OH group? Like what about tyrosine? Is that an alcohol or like hose or no? Only O's, no hose.
Good, yeah, very also pointed question. So yeah, technically speaking, also okay, it would have, so that OH, it has an alcohol group, but it also has like other things as well. Okay, but you're absolutely right. The tyrosine, that OH, okay, it's pretty much the roughly similar to the serine, as in like in an organic chemistry aspect, that OH would give it alcohol property, so we can put it under the category of like alcohol. You're going to see when I prepare the slide for isopropyl alcohol for next time. You're going to see that there's going to be an OH there attached to a carbon, just like you're seeing here with serine, just like you're seeing here with tyrosine. Okay, and that's what gives it the polarity, because oxygen is electronegative, but we're going to see that in a future slide. But yeah, pretty much there's a huge overlap of what you observe with isopropyl alcohol and let's say what's going on with serine and what's going on with tyrosine.
And is there a reason why tyrosine has HO and serine has OH? Like, is there like a structural difference on which one comes first?
That's just yeah.
There's just difference. It's just like how it's.
Yeah, exactly. Just that. That's just they have happened to whatever,
Flip-flop
write them
it.
differently.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that hydrogen, that H is attached, is covalently bound. Now that you're familiar with the term covalent bond, the hydrogen is covalently bound to that oxygen. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Good question. I'm glad that you noticed that, because that is that's a small detail that can be overlooked. So I'm glad that you're asking that. So and going back to like your cleaning things, like there's a reason why. Okay, let's say, do you have let's say a Sharpie? Have you ever used a Sharpie?
Yeah, I got one. Dude,
Okay.
should I grab it?
If you want to.
Here, it's right here. Here's a Sharpie. Here's a couple of pink and a red Sharpie fucking marker.
And have you ever, let's say, written on, I don't know, plastic or glass with them? Okay. And then, do they come off with water?
Not well. But they can if you scrub hard enough, but like they're pretty
You pretty much have to scrape it off. Like the water's almost like
the water doesn't help much, no. Like if anything, it helps it like just like sound less harsh when you do it.
Exactly. But have you ever tried with the isopropyl alcohol?
No, I haven't.
You should run that experiment before next week and report back to me. Or you can do it now if you want. I don't know if you have isopropyl alcohol.
Well, I do. I always stay strapped to that ISO. Hell yeah. Fucking, I'm a stoner, baby. Of course I got that ISO on me. 1 second. All right. And all right. I also have a piece of glass here.
Yeah, if you want to just,
and I got a little bit of water so we can test it.
Just scribble. Although those are like Sharpie brand Sharpies.
Yes. I will do it on the bottom. I will. So here's my rig. I'm going to put all else fails, I have a little fucking pentagram on the bottom of my rig, and that is totally okay. But let's see. Can you see that? Yeah, you should be able to see that in the camera.
I can see that. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And because of isopropyl is how I keep my rig somewhat clean, but fucking it gets kind of dirty. But all right, so there's the star. We'll get a little bit of toilet paper. We'll get a little bit of water on it. I'll try to scrub. All right. It is coming off a bit, but
with this is with the water, right?
Yeah, this is with the water. It's coming off a bit, but a lot of that is elbow grease.
Yeah.
But there is still a visible. I don't know if you can really see it too well,
I can make it out.
But yeah, and then we'll try the ISO. You get a little fucking toilet paper. Give it the good old fucking. Put that paper on the top and give it a shake.
Sharpie might have like changed their
their formula.
Their formula, yeah, exactly.
No, but it doesn't come off really well with the water. But we got that there. Oh God. Like I could have just like touched it.
Yeah, you could have exactly. They're just super easy.
Yeah, and it's great for removing like and you can see like my thing is just like red now.
There you go.
Whereas the paper before is just a little bit, and I scrubbed this. I like touched it, and it's like all there. This thing is clean as a fucking whistle, my dude. Look at that.
And so based off of now of what you know of the terms of hydrophobic and hydrophilic, okay, with the Sharpie, okay, how would you describe it?
I would say that it is hydrophobic. It doesn't like the water. Push that shit off. It doesn't even give a fuck about that shit. But it gives a fuck about the ISO.
Exactly. And the ISO, okay, even so, here's where it's the nitty gritty details, okay? Where pretty much, as you said, and as you experienced, like even with just like the gentle wipe with the isopropyl alcohol, it just like melts right off, pretty much.
But also, fucking, I have a little thing of water here that I use for my humidifier. And this, I leave this out for days and not really worry about it evaporating. But if I don't put the top on this for like 30 seconds, it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. And so here is where the difference is. Okay, so technically speaking, water is a polar molecule. Isopropyl alcohol is also a polar molecule, but it's much less. Okay, where you're going. I'm going to prepare the slide for next week because like this is really good. Really good way for the real world experience, and you know how your knowledge can translate to real life. Where since the isopropyl alcohol is slightly more hydrophobic, okay, moderately more hydrophobic in comparison to actual water, okay. We're going to see this actually in a few slides. There's this aspect in chemistry and biochemistry of like dissolves like, okay, where polar molecules will dissolve other polar molecules, okay, and non-polar molecules will dissolve non-polar molecules, or hydrophobic molecules will dissolve hydrophobic molecules. As in the Sharpie, as you literally just experienced, it is hydrophobic, or like you really got to like the water. I mean, pretty much probably even with a dry paper towel, if you just like prepare enough force, water doesn't really need to be there. But with just a little bit of the isopropyl alcohol, just like a gentle, one pass, and it's like all gone or just like melts off. And that's because, okay, the Sharpie, because I know since I use them in the lab and there's a reason why Sharpies are designed to pretty much resist being wiped away from water, because they're very often used in a lab when we work with a lot of water. We don't want just like, when we're labeling our things, just like a splash of water gets rid of all our labeling, okay? And so, since the ink in a Sharpie is organic and non-polar, okay, and I'll try to show you like the structure of the ink in a Sharpie, and you'll see that it'll overlap more with the isopropyl alcohol, okay, as in like will dissolve like, as opposed to water, H2O, where basically the ink in the Sharpie is like hydrophobic. And since isopropyl alcohol is also moderately hydrophobic, okay, it will dissolve it pretty easily, as you just saw. And so that's the relevance.
Yo, so if I said to my fucking homie that was trying to clean their fucking rig with just like shaking it in water, that they were being silly because the dab is too hydrophobic and they need to get something more polar to clean it, would that be a correct statement?
You need something more non-polar.
Less
Well, it depends,
polar.
like, yeah,
Less
exactly.
polar.
Exactly.
It's too
exactly
polar.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Where since I don't really know exactly what the residue in your bong is, I'm more familiar with Sharpie ink than bong residue. But like basically, if the bong residue is like less water-like, okay, then you would need something that it's less water-like to dissolve it.
It's goopy.
Basically. Yeah, exactly. And this is, chemistry, biochemistry in our everyday lives.
Look at that.
And well, this segues or transitions nicely into polarity, okay? Where what does it mean to be polar, okay? And well, my standard example of a water molecule, okay? And I showed this last time, okay? And now I'm going to also again try to answer the question that you brought up great last time in terms of why does water look like this, this bent or like angular formation. But what does polar or non-polar mean? So yeah, water molecule, since the water molecule has a partial positive and negative charges, it is a polar molecule, okay? You have partial negative charge on the oxygen. Since the oxygen is more electronegative, okay, even though between the oxygen and each hydrogen, it's a covalent bond, they're sharing electrons. The sharing is not equal. Oxygen is greedy, okay? Or, it's stronger when it comes to trying to grab electrons towards it or pull them towards it. You get this partial negative charge on the oxygen. and that creates a dipole, okay, across each bond, and that makes the overall water molecule polar, okay? And then to contrast that with non-polar, okay, and well, yeah, also the 3D shape of a molecule also matters. Now that I'm also going to try to answer that question again of why does it matter. But despite having partial positive and negative charges, carbon dioxide is non-polar, okay? So you still have a dipole, okay? You have a partial positive charge on the carbon in the middle. You have partial negative charges on each oxygen on the ends, but since, okay, they're on opposite ends, they're sort of like
welcome October, good to see you, and thank you.
Which I'm going to show on my next slide.
Shout out October.
Where, yeah, it's a tug of war for electrons, where since oxygen is more electronegative than hydrogen, oxygen wins the tug of war. In carbon dioxide, since there is an oxygen on each end, okay, on opposite ends, think of it, I like to think of it as an actual tug of war of like oxygen is pulling from the carbon, okay, on the left-hand side, and oxygen is pulling from the carbon on the right-hand side. But ultimately, okay, nobody wins. You can think of it as like forces moving in equal and opposite directions, as opposed to in water, okay, they're not equal and opposite directions. And so there is no net dipole on the carbon dioxide. Okay, that's the ultimate critical difference. Where in the water molecule, okay, you have a dipole across each bond, as in this bond here, okay, between oxygen and hydrogen, this bond here, basically both purple dashed lines. But since they're not equal and opposite, okay, there is a net dipole, okay, as opposed to in carbon dioxide, you both have dipoles, but they're in opposite directions that I'm going to show on the next slide. Okay, so that's ultimately what's happening here, where you have, just like in a magnet, you have a north pole and a south pole. That's pretty much where we get the term polarity from, so to speak. But to be a polar molecule, you need partial positive and negative charges, which both water molecules and carbon dioxide has. But the difference is you also need a net dipole moment. So there is a net dipole moment on water, but there is no net dipole moment on carbon dioxide. Okay, that's the key fundamental difference of what makes water the polar molecule and the carbon dioxide not a polar molecule. Okay, because the arrows in the water molecule are going in the same direction. They're both going towards the oxygen, okay, as opposed to in the carbon dioxide molecule, one's going towards one oxygen and one's going towards the other oxygen.
And it's because the negative sucks the shit towards it, essentially, to like visualize it. It's the negative fucking that's just like shoot.
Yeah, exactly. As in since oxygen, let's say number one, whichever one you want to put, let's start with the left-hand side. It's like whatever, it's trying to suck electrons towards it, okay? Specifically, it's trying to suck electrons towards it from the carbon, as in carbon stuck in the middle, okay?
Yeah.
And so, like, it's almost like, think of it in terms of, like, you know, if you're a person, if you're the carbon dioxide and...
you're getting double teamed.
Yeah. And if you have, like, two people, okay, you know, holding your arms, or pulling on both your arms, like, and they're both of equal strength, and they're pulling in equal and opposite directions, you don't end up moving, okay? That's ultimately what's happening of, like, carbon stuck in the middle. Like, carbon, basically, carbon is, you know, having its electrons, you know, sucked away from one oxygen on the left, okay? But at the same time, simultaneously, the oxygen on the other end is also trying to suck electrons from carbon on the other end, and so there's no net movement. Since they're both equal and opposite, they just cancel each other out. That's effectively what happens. But in the water molecule, since the oxygen is in the middle now, okay, and the oxygen is much stronger than both hydrogens, okay, then it just wins the tug of war of like, yeah, well, I can suck away from both hydrogens, no problem. And that's why you have a net dipole on the water molecule and no net dipole on the carbon dioxide molecule, okay? And so, does that clarify it a little bit more?
Yeah. The understanding that like, the shit goes towards like the negatives, I think, helped a lot because it's pretty much about like why are they moving that way? Like how do we know that? Like why? Like I only know that because you're telling me that. But then it made sense after that.
You're absolutely right. And well, now that you brought that up, I'm gonna prepare another slide on because I introduced the concept of electronegativity. And it's like, I just threw it out there in terms of electronegativity means like you're strong in your ability to pull electrons towards you, but I didn't provide a little bit more detail. But I'll prepare a slide next time to provide more detail on electronegativity and what that means, in more detail. Because it's a really good question, and I just kind of threw it in your face. And I don't want you to take it on faith, okay?
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, okay, that makes more sense.
So, and you going back so we stopped here last time, okay? And last time you asked the great question of well, why is it that water is shaped like this and carbon dioxide is shaped like this? So it's that straight line. And that three-dimensional shape that's consequential, as in if carbon dioxide wasn't linear, okay, that's what makes it equal and opposite. Of if it wasn't a straight line, well then the arrows that I pointed, they would not be going in opposite directions, okay? And then you would potentially have a net dipole, okay? So the structure is a factor when it comes to polarity. And you asked the great question of why is water like that in sort of an upside down V, or what's upside down when you're a molecule. But either way,
an Illuminati triangle.
Yeah, maybe. And then why is carbon dioxide linear? Okay, and so that's what I'm going to attempt to answer now. But right before that, okay, just to give you your textbook definition of polarity, where coincidentally, okay, they use the same example that I do, or maybe since I've read this so much, their example just seeped into my brain, and I just subconsciously prepared the same slide. Who knows who is plagiarizing who? I don't know.
They were plagiarizing you. I know it.
But that's essentially what they say. The same thing. I'm just putting just for informational purposes. If you want what the textbook says, this is what it says. So there's no net dipole moment because you have these arrows here going in equal and opposite directions, as opposed to in the water molecule with that bent shape, okay, as well. That matters, where the arrows are going, and also, well, the key difference here is oxygen is in the middle, okay, and it can just overpower the hydrogen atoms very easily.
And is the fucking vertical line on the arrow depending on how big the D is?
You're technically as in so the D
1.85 D, is that why it's only there because that's 1.85 D, but let's say it was 3.85 D, would it be farther up?
Yeah, it would be bigger, as in we can calculate the net dipole if we want to. Although for us as biochemists, we don't really, but they're pretty much saying with that arrow there in this figure here, they're saying this is if you sum the two arrows on the water molecule, here's your giant arrow in the middle.
So okay, so that what I'm talking about is I thought that was explaining that. So you know how the arrows are there, and then they have that line that goes through them towards the bottom
Oh
eighth?
yeah, that little cross-like thing.
Yeah, does that matter, and does that move depending on something, or is that just to make it look cool?
So that's that's our fancy way. Okay, so going back to my slide here. So I've put in the partial charges there, as in yellow and red, the red symbols, partial negative in yellow, partial positive in red. Okay, to make it, since you're not familiar with the symbols and terminology we use. So pay attention to where the positive charges on the water molecule are, and on the carbon, where on the water molecule the positive charge is on the partial positive is on the hydrogens, and the partial positive is on the carbon in the middle. Okay, and positive, we symbolize that with a cross, right, or a plus sign. And so with that arrow, that cross there is basically
to show the positive.
Exactly right.
That makes sense.
Where in the carbon dioxide, the cross is pointed towards the middle, the carbon in the middle, as opposed to in the water molecule, the cross is oriented, okay, towards the hydrogen atoms. And then basically the arrowhead, the pointed arrowhead, is all supposed to be pointing towards the partial negative end, okay? And that's sort of our shorthand, or if we don't want to start drawing in partial signs, we just draw in that arrow because we're lazy. Like that's also a consistent theme. Scientists are also lazy. So yeah, that's your textbook definition, and then to hopefully provide more detail and an answer.
Oh,
as to
cool! I like the dots.
why.
Those are fun. I like that. Look, they're having so much fun. Oh my god. Carbon dioxide is like so cool, dude. It's just having so much fun. Yo, look at that shit. Oh my god, everyone's having a good time.
So, why does carbon dioxide have a linear structure and water molecule does not? Okay, and it has to do with basically, electrons. Okay, where in the water molecule, so the bottom, okay.
Welcome, Energy Flow. Great to see ya. Hope you're doing
Lewis
well.
structures, another way of depicting. There's multiple ways of depicting molecules and compounds, etc. But at the bottom, this is one version that we call Lewis structures, where there's this set of electrons, okay, that pretty much push the hydrogen atoms down, because electrons, they are negatively charged, okay, and they occupy space, okay, and so they don't want to crowd around them, put it that way, and so when they kind of they pair up, as in each dot represents one electron, okay, and you see that they sort of they come in twos or pairs. Technically call them lone pairs of electrons. But basically, okay, you have one pair of electrons, sort of on the left there, and then one set of electrons on the right, one pair of electrons on the right. And yeah, since they're negatively charged, and since they don't want too much of a crowd around them, they just they're propped up there in space. That's where the empty space is. There's no hydrogen atoms around, or rather they're forcing the hydrogen atoms down. They're saying hey, get out of my way. I need some empty space around me. And that's why you have this bent shape in the water molecule. As opposed to in carbon dioxide, since carbon is in the middle, okay, carbon does not have any in this depiction here, okay, well, in carbon dioxide, there's no extra lone pairs of electrons, as in all the electrons are occupied, basically. There's no free floating, so to speak, electrons. And so you have just the double bonds, okay? And so there's nothing to push those around, okay? And so since we want to, we want to maximize space, we don't want too much crowding, basically.
Yeah,
and atoms.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. If you had a question, go for it.
Oh, no, continue.
Where basically, atoms and electrons, they don't want too much crowding. And if it's, let's say, if it's a tug of war between, empty space between an atom and a pair of electrons, generally speaking, the pair of electrons wins. It says get out of my way, and that's what's happening of those on the water molecule, those 4 electrons or those 2 pairs of electrons are pretty much saying to the hydrogen atoms get out of my way, you got to go down. And that's why there's that bend shape. And so you don't have that occurring in the carbon dioxide, or you don't have that occurring in the carbon in the middle. Doesn't need to push anything around. And the oxygen atoms, okay, there's a reason why they're linear, because oxygen on the right-hand side, it has a bunch of empty space there. And then the other oxygen, it's just going to sort of naturally spread out to the other ends, when they want to maximize space. There's a reason why the oxygens are not right next to each other, because they just want to maximize space.
Yeah.
So that's why you have this particular structure in the water molecule and the carbon dioxide. That was a really good question. I'm glad you brought it up. Does that clarify it a little bit?
Yeah, no, a lot. It makes me want to play Mario Sunshine. I didn't even like that game. I don't know why. It's like the pictures are so fun and they look like the flowers from that. And there's that's
Well,
super
if you
cool.
like these,
I like these. These are cool.
because like this is in well, generally speaking, in first year university chemistry, like you have to draw these structures like over and over. You have to sort of like master these structures. Well, maybe I'll start incorporating because there's totally questions I can ask about Lewis structures. But well, maybe I'll come up or start incorporating some questions if you like these structures.
They're cool. They're fun.
And there's totally ways. There's totally drawing these structures is a skill. That if you like them, I have no doubt that you can master that skill.
Oh yeah, let's go.
So, a little bit more on polarity. So yeah, and this is where I said that like dissolves like, and that's where we're revisiting where polarity is important to understand the chemical properties of the amino acids, but also how they dissolve in water. Same thing with, again, the Sharpie, and pretty much this is the phenomenon, or like largely the phenomenon as to why the Sharpie, when you use water, doesn't get rid of it. Well, when you use isopropyl alcohol, and you could even, I don't know if you have, let's say, drinking alcohol around, you can even try it with that, and you should get the exact same results with the isopropyl alcohol. Because there's this aspect of like dissolves like, where water is a polar molecule, okay? So if you're another polar molecule, okay, then water should dissolve you pretty nicely. As in the sugar, let's say if I asked you based off of this to classify the sugar that you add in your coffee, do you think that is polar or non-polar, given the fact, I should add this, of you can consider your coffee basically a water solution.
Polar. Well,
yes.
Yeah,
you're exactly right. Where sugar, as we will see, and we're going to
dissolves.
Exactly. Where I don't know if you happen to, I don't expect you to know, but let's say sugar. Do you know potentially a fancy word for sugar?
Fancy word, like glycol? No, not glycol. Fucking.
You're close, but like let's say if we're talking about, let's say, fats, proteins, and something else.
Sucrose, glucose, fructose, sucrose. Move close.
You're like perfect in terms of like you are naming sugars, but these fall under like a category. I know that you know it for sure. It's just like it's not necessarily intuitive per se. Where if you look at a nutrition label, okay, you have your calories, you have your fats, lipids, you have your protein, and there should be another
sugars.
Category. Yeah, but that's usually under a sub.
Fructose. I don't know.
Once you say the letter C. Yeah, I know.
Calories?
Carbohydrates.
Oh, carbs. Oh, carbohydrates and sugars.
Yeah, So, and there's a reason why. There's a reason why we call them carbohydrates. Okay, where the sugar that you add in your coffee, that is sucrose. Okay, and that falls under the category of carbohydrates. Okay, and we call them carbohydrates because, well, based off of that, can you maybe guess like at least one type of atom that you'd find in a carb?
Carbon.
Yes, exactly. And we call them carbohydrates because, as we're going to see, we're going to do a deep dive on carbohydrates, of each carbon in a carbohydrate is hydrated, as in has technically a water molecule attached to it. Okay, so your sucrose that you add to your coffee, it's a carbohydrate. It's polar, and no surprise, it dissolves in your basically your water-based coffee. Coffee is mostly water. Pretty much just about everything you drink is mostly water. And it's pretty much this concept of like dissolves like. Polar molecules dissolve in other polar molecules. Non-polar molecules dissolve in other non-polar molecules. Or another way of saying it is hydrophobic molecules dissolve, so to speak, in other hydrophobic molecules. But pretty much, not super super complicated or fancy. Of just like dissolves like.
Yeah.
If you're polar, you're going like your sucrose is polar. It's going to dissolve nicely in your water, and water is a polar molecule. And well, that's pretty much the ultimate reason as to why just about anything dissolves in anything, generally speaking, at least in most everyday life. Of like going back to cleaning the residue from your bong. Okay, if water's not doing the job, you have a strong indication that whatever you're trying to clean off, it's not a polar molecule, and you likely need something less polar or non-polar to clean it.
Yep, absolutely.
That's chemistry in your everyday life.
Amazing.
So, getting back to the amino acids, okay, there's a reason why I brought up polarity, okay, because it relates to amino acids. So I've only added this extra note. Of like we're zooming in on serine here. Serine is in this uncharged polar, so there's no charge. It's a partial charge, but it is a polar amino acid. Okay, it's polar because you have that oxygen there, because of the oxygen in serine's side chain. Okay, and it is surrounded by carbon and hydrogen. Okay, the side chain of serine is polar, where that oxygen atom, okay, since it's electronegative, it can pretty much, pull electrons towards it from the surrounding carbon and hydrogen. So it wins the tug of war for electrons, and so there will be that partial negative charge, okay, on that oxygen atom that I'm pointing to in the arrow. And it's basically a similar theme for the other amino acids in the table. Of like, we're going to get used to seeing these. But like, yeah, if you look at the side chain of asparagine, glutamine, you're going to see either, an oxygen, you're going to be seeing like a nitrogen or some sort of, electronegative atom that's, surrounded by non-electronegative atoms, typically carbon or hydrogen, that it pretty much wins the tug of war. And that's why we classify them like this. Just as, I don't know if you recall, you mentioned tyrosine, okay, and you saw that tyrosine has that OH, okay? Yeah. It's because of that OH that we put it in this table here. It's uncharged polar. It's the same phenomenon. Since you have that oxygen that wins the tug of war in tyrosine, we put it as uncharged polar. That's how we're classifying them. And then, okay, alanine. So here's the non-polar ones. These are neutral or, hydrophobic, okay? Because the side chain of alanine is just carbon and hydrogen, okay, these are essentially not electronegative atoms, okay? They pretty much have virtually, or we generally consider it like no ability to, pull electrons towards them. And so since there's no tug of war for electrons going on, then no one's winning the tug of war, and so they're like non-polar, okay? And that's pretty much, we're going to see these in more detail consistently. But like, glycine, valine, leucine, you're going to see that pretty much when you look at their side chains, okay? They're largely just composed of carbon and hydrogen. Pretty much, you're actually, just double checking, you're pretty much not going to see any oxygen or like nitrogen in pretty much just most of these side chains. The vast majority of them is all just carbon and hydrogen. Similar to alanine, just maybe a little bit more fancier, just more carbon and more hydrogen. So that's why we put them as non-polar. But, okay, why do we call them amino acids? Okay. Well, the ultimate answer is because of organic chemistry. Okay. Which is not super critical, to know, but still for informational purposes, and, I want to be thorough. There's a reason why we call them amino acids, okay? And there's a reason why, it's also important in terms of like their amino acids, they're acidic. Acidity is important. But, so this is what I'm showing here on the left is like straight pulled from an organic chemistry textbook, okay? Where, when we're looking, okay, at molecules, we're trying to, just as we classify the amino acids, and I went through the classifications, okay? We also try to like classify themes when it comes to molecules of like, when we see this motif or like this pattern of atoms, okay, well, that's a carboxylic acid. As in, when you have this oxygen, okay, double bonded to a carbon, pretty much when you see what's highlighted in red there in a molecule, we call that it has a carboxylic acid group. Okay. And then when you see a nitrogen, okay, that's surrounded by just about anything, that R stands for pretty much like whatever.
Yeah.
Pick your atom, so to speak. And so we call it an amine, as in that molecule has an amine group. Okay. And so if you look at the amino acids, okay, here's your general structure of amino acid. Okay.
Yeah.
It has an amino group. You have a nitrogen and it has 3 hydrogens bound to it, as in it fits the criteria of you have your nitrogen there, okay, and the R's in this case are replaced by 3 hydrogens, okay. And then your carboxyl group, okay, it's COO, as in pretty much it's the exact, well, it's 99% the same as what's shown there on the left in red, the carboxylic acid group, but the hydrogen is missing, as in the hydrogen has been given away. And I'll be trying to answer the question why that hydrogen is being given away. But that's why we call them amino acids, as in this carboxyl group is acidic, okay, as in it pretty much fits this criteria here of oxygen double bound to a carbon, and then it has another oxygen there. And then under some conditions, the hydrogen will be there. And then the amino group, okay, you just have nitrogen that's bound to 3 hydrogens, and that fits the amine, classification there, the amine group, and that's why we call them amino acids. On one end, we have an amino group. On the other end, we have a carboxyl group, which is acidic, okay, as in it has given away one of its hydrogen atoms, and therefore we call them amino acids, okay? So now that we've done a little bit of a deep dive, okay, on amino acids and polarity as well, and we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be seeing these like over and over. And I want you, well, not that I want you, it's going to happen eventually, as in you're going to get used to like seeing amino acids and like, oh, I know what this is. But just to maybe get in the habit of, start practicing of visualizing amino acids, flipping them around, because they're not always laid out nicely in like a straight line, so to speak. So that's why I have some questions, a couple of questions lined up of like, can you identify this amino acid? Okay, as in what amino acid is this? And I'm going to give you a little bit of help, like giving you the structure. So here's where, got to get in the habit of like rotating things and getting used to how we depict, molecules and all that stuff. But I'm going to provide more detail on what's happening here. Is it, arginine? Is it lysine? Or is it leucine? Okay, so what you need to know here for this one, so I've mostly focused in on the side chain, okay? And in green here, okay, is, let's say, violating our typical law. Generally speaking, we show carbon as like gray or like black. In green here, green is carbon, okay? The rest is the same. Blue is nitrogen. And the hydrogens, okay, the hydrogens are not shown here, okay? So pretty much all you're seeing here is carbon and the nitrogens.
I'm pretty sure it's A, because I think the reds are oxygens, are they not?
They are. Yeah, you're right. So that is typically the color theme, okay?
And it's the only one that has 2 oxygens that isn't just the amino.
Fair enough. But what I focused in on is because totally there's a reason why I put glutamate there. Where I focused in on the side chain specifically, as in I can actually pretty much, you could ignore the oxygen. Where
okay.
Yeah. You can pretty much ignore like the top part, basically.
Okay.
And mostly focus on like the tail portion.
Well,
we're based off of that alone.
Okay, well then it's probably D, because it's just like a long tail with some like you said blue is nitrogen.
Yeah, blue exactly
So
is
then
nitrogen.
D? But D and B both have like not much going on, but there's only 1 and not 2. So yeah, D, final answer.
All right, and let's see if we can do a drum roll.
His name is John C.
Exactly, it is lysine. That
Big
deserves some confetti.
Let's go.
So,
Banger.
yeah, the hydrogens are not shown. And so, understandably, okay, again, there's a reason why I put glutamate there as like the first one. Where, so, in red there, okay, and understandably, it's not super clear unless you're used to seeing these. But even though you're seeing like two like red dots or like, you know, two red things, that just means a double bond there, not two oxygens, but rather one oxygen that's double bonded to a carbon in this case. Okay, where as we'll see, okay, the top part here, that pretty much corresponds to like the bottom part of just about everything that you see for all of them, as in pretty much what's at the bottom, the N, the C, and the COO minus. Although technically speaking, one of the oxygens is missing here, but that's an aside. Pretty much focus on the side chain. You nail the side chain. That's exactly how you analyze it. It's just a string of carbons, okay, and that one blue at the end, that represents one nitrogen, and only lysine has pretty much a string of carbons, as in you can, if you count it, this is carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, and then nitrogen. You can see lysine, CH2, that's one carbon, CH2, carbon, so 4 carbons, and then nitrogen at the end there. Okay, so yeah, nailed it. Got it right. And yeah, this is definitely it definitely takes a lot of time and getting used to, and getting the habit. But
thank you, Wise Kanye West, for the 25 biddies. Let's go.
The same thing of like, can you identify what amino acid this is? Is it A, histidine, B, tyrosine, C, phenylalanine, or D, tryptophan?
Okay. Well, it's... So I'm ignoring the bottom part, and I'm going 1, 2... There's like 2 carbons, it seems like. Right? But then where's it? Oh, hydrogens aren't shown.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. Hydrogens are not shown because we don't, not that we don't care. They're there, okay? But for our purposes, you know, as let's say chemists or biochemists, like we sort of like, we don't really need to know. We just assume that they're there. They're not like critical pieces of information, so to speak.
And then they go off to hydrogen, nitrogen. And then where are these motherfuckers with the goddamn nitrogen? None of these fuckers have. Okay. I didn't see A. And then it goes to CH, and then yeah, it's A. I think it's histidine. Final answer without fucking
Lock it in?
hurting my brain too much. Yes.
No, like that's why it's like, you know, take some time because you got to rotate. Like, there's a reason why I could have. There's a reason why I depicted it because it takes some rotation and, you know, getting the habit of like mentally rotating things. So.
It's A. Let's go, baby.
You got it right. It is in fact A.
Hell
so,
yeah.
Perfect.
Good shit.
Get in the habit.
Let's go.
So I think we covered. I think this is a good place to stop. You don't want to overwhelm you. Maybe just as a preview for next time.
Let's go.
Okay, we're going to be covering. Okay, just a brief primer on acids and bases. Okay, why do we call them amino acids? Well, what does it mean to be an acid? Okay, what does it mean to be a base? Okay, and we're going to go through some of. So technically, there are 3 definitions of acids and bases. This is one of them. Okay. But as a preview for next time, okay, we don't care about this definition. Okay? We're gonna see what definition we care about. But there are 3 definitions of acids and bases. This is one of them. We're going to discard this one for the time being, or actually pretty much for the entirety of whatever the course of the textbook. There's only one definition of acids and bases that we care about, and this is not one of them.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you're getting in the habit of like amino acids. Like you have DNA down, like mastered the fundamentals for sure, and hydrogen bonding, and you pretty much all on your own got these amino acid questions, right? So you're getting the habit of like
Let's go.
seeing them, rotating them. So like yeah, like this is going like fantastically, at least in my mind.
Good shit. Hell yeah. No,
You
I think it's
got,
going great. I'm learning lots.
and hopefully, okay, now that you have some, I think you have a solid foundation now of polarity, okay, and well, polar, non-polar, and hydrophobic. And hopefully you can maybe now translate that into your everyday life of like, well, what, you know, if I ask you the question of, you know, why do you think, you know, oil, let's say olive oil, you know, if you put it in water, why does your oil and vinegar not mix? Oh, what would be
The polarity fucking is off, dog. They're just fucking they're not like, dog. They gotta be more like. There's too different. They separate.
Yeah, and if you can maybe venture a guess in terms of like, let's say, for example, okay, so you have, I got this slide here, non-polar, okay, and the non-polar, very often synonymous with hydrophobic, okay, and based off of this, what I'm outlining here, okay, now if we start talking about, let's say, you know, your olive oil, I don't know, pick your whatever cooking oil. Based off of this, okay, what type of atoms do you think you would find in, you know, your olive oil and all that stuff?
You would definitely be finding them non-polar friends.
Yeah.
Are you asking me which of these amino acids are in the oil?
No. Which atoms? As in, like, if you could venture a guess of like.
I would say that you're gonna see carbon and hydrogen in those bad boys.
You absolutely will.
Yeah.
1,000%. And if that's pretty much like, as we'll see, and we're gonna do a deep dive on, you know, fatty acids, oils, and hydrophobic molecules. Okay, where pretty much like 99% of, you know, oils and fatty acids, they are just carbon and hydrogen, just like strung together. And that's what makes them hydrophobic, and that's what makes them not dissolve in water.
So none of those friends you showed me earlier were non-polar. They were all polar because they had nitrogens in them bad boys.
Yes, so that good eye, very good eye, where this lysine here,
polar.
okay, since you have that nitrogen there at the end, okay, it has some polarity to it, and that, as shown here, you do not see lysine in the table here, okay, and the other answer was histidine, and you do not see histidine in this table.
I don't see it anywhere there. Fuck.
So
the
yeah,
anti-water game.
Nailed it. It's coming together super nicely. I think you should be proud.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Well, I have a great teacher. Thank you very much. It's been great so far. I'm very much loving it and learning lots every day. Well, every week.
And well, I mean, we're still sort of like laying the foundation. You know, this is absolutely biochemistry. But like, you know, we're building up in complexity of like, well, I mean, you know, it's all relative, but like amino acids are complex, but we have yet to start assembling. Okay, we're focusing on amino acids like one by one, but next time, okay, when we get to proteins, we're gonna start putting the amino acids together. Like, what happens when you connect 5 of them together? What happens when you
shit.
What happens when you connect 20 of them together? What happens when you connect, you know, 5,000 of them together? Which you can that is absolutely, you can connect thousands of amino acids together.
God damn.
And that's what builds up proteins. And, you know, we're going to build up complexity towards that, almost certainly starting next time.
Can we make our own and shit?
Our own proteins?
Yeah, can we just do like human concoctions?
Yeah. So
in the lab, picking up some fucking amino acids and shit.
That's a fantastic question. So these days, okay, protein engineering is a thing, okay, and almost certainly, I think there's a chapter devoted to like protein engineering of like, yeah, you know we have, let's say, a good idea of the proteins in nature. Well, maybe we as humans, we can like make some things better, or we can take some proteins. Well, we do this all the time. I'll bring in some research of like, yeah, this protein, we've taken this protein from nature, we've modified it for our own purposes. Like this happens pretty regularly these days. through pretty much manipulating the amino acids of like, oh, in nature it has this combination of amino acids. Well, what if we change it where it's a slightly different combination and now it's better, or now it can do something that we want to do that didn't do before. This is all part of the toolbox of biochemistry, and that you will start understanding these things. Well, once the knowledge is there and it's totally starting to get there. So yeah, this has been great. You got
Good
questions, concerns, comments, criticisms?
Fucking my concerns are for fucking all the people in the scientific community, because we're about to fucking end it all. We're about to just solve science, dog. Fucking, hey, yo, move over, Bill Nye, the whack guy. That's what I'm concerned for. God damn, science is about to be solved week by week. Amazing.
Yeah, and next, so I'm going to incorporate. I'm going to prepare some of those slides based off of what you mentioned in terms of, isopropyl alcohol, okay, electronegativity. These are all great things to cover. And you, as usual, you always ask fantastic questions that I'm going to try to answer next time.
Speaking of fantastic questions, I'm going to ruin it by asking a fucking whack one. Is there methionine in meth? Amphetamine?
So strictly speaking, there's not methionine, the amino acid, but like there's a reason, let's say there's an overlapping reason, generally speaking, as to why we call methionine, and why we call, methamphetamines, sort of like, well, it goes back to like organic chemistry of like, why do we call something acidic? Because, or let's say, why we call something a carboxylic acid? Because it has this little like this little conformation, this little motif of atoms. And why we call something an amino group, where methionine has a methyl group, okay, and methamphetamines, they have like methyl groups. So the ultimate answer is no, you don't find methionine in methamphetamine, but there's an overlapping, theme to them, technically speaking. But good question, absolutely.
Sick. Well, thank you. I look forward to next Wednesday. That being said, I'm like 85% sure, but I am also like, I'm getting married next Friday. So like, that's literally the next week. So that one might be the fucking like, I'll let you know. There's an 85% chance that it'll be great, but things are getting to the wire on that. And then I'm done after that. And then I'm free for forever and no potential issues. So just a heads up.
Well, yeah. And if you want to like move it to potentially Tuesday or Thursday, or we could also skip next. I'm open. But like, I'm pretty flexible these days. But either way, congratulations. Well, I've already congratulated, but like, that's awesome. I hope you enjoy your ceremony and wedding and reception and party and all that stuff.
It'd be good. It's just lots of like work and things like that. So I just,
I'm sure it's a lot of stress, but a lot of stress that I have no doubt like will be worth it for, the great day.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be awesome. Yeah, no, for sure.
All right. Well,
awesome.
class dismissed. I want to respect your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you for your time.
All right. See you next time. Take care. Be well.
Get on. You as well. Bye. What an amazing time with Corey Campbell. As always, let's get the fucking music going. Professor Corey Campbell. Big shout out at Corey Campbell 84. Shout out Corey Campbell. Thank you again to the fucking the amazing comrade for fucking helping me learn. For those of you who don't know, I'll give a little minor background. Fucking I grew up young Earth creationist, and I was taught the Earth was 6 to 10,000 years old. And the video that we're gonna watch here, that we're gonna finish, fucking, did we actually make it this far in the video? Oh, the Hiroshima miracle thing here, is from the Confused Creationist series from Potholer 54, and I was the Confused Creationist, and people like this really, really helped me. Actually, the fucking Hiroshima miracle, fucking like, y'all know that it is, we can come back to that after, but I want to watch this one first here. How to Confuse a Creationist. Did dogs breed cats? Because this is the type of shit that like I was taught, okay? And yo, fucking Chud the Chud on my YouTube vertical stream. I'm sorry that I didn't answer your message. I promise I'm not a bot. I'm still trying to figure out how to get my chat all in one so that I can see your messages. How do I feel about the homosexuals? I love the homosexuals. Fucking all my gay comrades are the best. Okay.
Damn, son. Amazing.
LGBTQ plus comrades till I die, homie. That's how I feel. Fucking, can we get some fucking? We gotta take a hoot to some trans people are my friends. Fucking, what a fucking banger, dog. I love that song so much. Trans people are my friends. One of the greatest songs. Fucking one of the greatest songs. Oh shit. I can hear myself. The worst sound. Alright, hoot time. Thank you everybody for sticking around. Yeah. Get out your bongs, get out your rigs.
Respect to the trans community. And fuck you transphobes.
Trans people are my friends. Transphobes gon' catch these hands. Trans people are my friends. So respect them for we're going in. Trans people are my friends. Transphobes gon' catch these hands. Trans people are my friends.
Get out your bongs, get out your rigs, get out your joints. Heat up your rigs.
Transphobes on your fucking out. I'll knock you out. I'll knock you out. Transphobes on your fucking out. I'll knock you out. You better watch out. Trans people are my friends. Transphobes gon' catch these hands. Trans people are my friends. So respect them for we're going in. Trans people are my friends. Transphobes gon' catch these hands. Trans people are my friends. So respect them for we're going in. Amazing.
Bagger. Bagger. Alright. Do dogs breed cats? Only Jesus can tell us. Amen.
Cosmic evolution. This is the origin of time, space. Number 1, cosmic evolution. This is the origin of time, space, and matter.
Yo, I can hear this shit without having Vietnam flashbacks now, and I'm so proud of myself, dog. Yo, I still very much don't like fucking religion. I think religion's like whack. But I'm so much less like, honestly, like, for lack of a better term, like bigoted. Like, you can fucking TALORX. You can be bigoted towards Christians. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Fucking, I don't want to play into fucking, welcome, Zammy82. Thank you for the follow. Prejudice? Yeah, maybe prejudice. I'm vitriolic. And angry. Fucking welcome, Zammy82. I see your abandoned woke potatoes chat. I can see your messages. And so can my mods, I believe. And like, let's be real here. Most people here are mods. But welcome, Sammy. Why did you get banned in woke potatoes chat? What did you do? But I used to be way more like and angry and like wasn't like super hardcore like crazy dumb fucking bigot fucking or anything like that where I was just going crazy and yelling the most awful things. But I was a lot more fucking angry about like religion and shit like that. And I've toned down quite a bit. That doesn't make me less atheistic or like I suddenly believe in God now. No, far from it. But I'm much less likely to generalize and much more. I try to fucking see the root of things better and calm down. And a lot of that is processing my religious trauma as well. And being able to get through things and like, yeah, there's still shit that's gonna fucking trigger me and shit. But at the same time, like I can watch a lot of this shit and it be more fun than it used to. and a lot less like angry. You stole so much from me. This, that, fucking my science education, my whatever, and getting all angry about fucking religious nonsense. I can now more like laugh at it. It's so fucking crazy, dog. Like they taught me this shit. With honest laughter that's less like hate filled. Yeah, I have a much better faith interaction with religion, as opposed to previous. I fucking yeah, absolutely. I don't quite remember. I think there was a debate about immigration. Yo, dog, if you got banned from Woke Potatoes chat because of an immigration debate, dog, like you are sus as shit.
Meet Golden Crocodile nominee Chris Johnson.
What could you have possibly said?
He's going to talk about evolution being a religion, but first he's going to give us 6 different definitions of evolution.
Second definition of evolution would be stellar evolution. The third definition
So you talk
would
about
be chemical evolution.
Okay, yeah, he does. All right.
The fourth definition would be concerning the origin of life. The fifth one would be macroevolution. This is one kind of animal changing into a completely different kind of animal.
Hang on, these...
Sammy, don't make me fucking, don't make me regret this. I will unrestrict you, but I will be, like, that doesn't mean that I won't be watching. I'll be watching, Sammy. Don't fuck around, you don't have to find out. I hope we can have a good time, Sammy. I hope we can have a good time together. I hope we can learn and grow together as people, Sammy. I really do. I just always, if someone's getting banned from a Woke Potato stream, as much as I love to make fun of Woke Potato for banning everybody, doesn't do it, he doesn't do it out of nowhere. What are you streaming about now? Young Earth creationism. And we're gonna learn, watch this, and I'm gonna talk about my experiences and thoughts. And then if we go off on a bit of a tangent, well, then we're just gonna have to go there. We're just gonna explore. We're gonna see where the world takes us. We just see a path in front of us, and we're gonna walk it whether we want to or not. We're gonna take it. We're gonna take that fucking path, okay? You wanna walk that path with me? I'm walking that path whether y'all are here or not. But y'all make the path better. Okay, and less scary. We can walk it together. The more the merrier to a point. Okay? And then it's like, okay, chill. But we're gonna walk this path and figure out where we're going, Zammy. Okay? Those eyes are on the "this is fine" emote. That is me on you, Zammy.
Amazing.
I don't believe that the scientific evidence points to the conclusion of a young Earth, so I don't believe that. Although I do believe the evidence is congruent with some version of intelligent design. What does that mean?
These definitions have a familiar ring. Why, here they are, from a presentation given years ago by someone who is not Chris Johnson. So who came up with them?
Oh, I know as soon as I hear those words, because those words... Fucking, I know those words. Remember earlier when I was talking about Ken Ham and Kent Hovind, the two main boys? Ken Ham is the one who owns the Creationist Art Museum. And Kent Hovind is the one who is very influential on my childhood. This was my Bill Nye the Science Guy. This was my science teacher. He was not my actual science teacher in that he fucking was physically in the building. But the things that were told were his talking points, if not just his videos. Okay? This guy was my Bill Nye. And like shout out to like Corey Campbell, shout out to Potholer and all of the fucking amazing online science educators, people trying to help people of all backgrounds and journeys, but you know, people like me who have been duped by fucking scoundrels like this fucking piece of shit for too long. I don't believe the evidence is the Earth is 6,000 years old as presented in some literalist interpretations of the book of Genesis. However, I do believe the complexities in the history of life on Earth is congruent with the hypothesis that there was intelligent forces which formed it, i.e. God. Do you believe that the Earth is billions of years old? Like, do you believe that God started the process of evolution like 3.5 billion years ago? Or thank you, Corey Campbell, fucking, who updated it saying there is recent fucking studies showing that it could be like 4 point something billion years. You do believe in billions of years? What was God doing for those first? Do you believe it? Sorry, let me take a step back here. Fucking, do you believe in the God of the Bible? Like, do you believe, like, okay, which formed, i.e. God. Okay, so you do. Okay. There's a television force which formed it. Okay, so, like, did he form it knowing that it would eventually evolve? Does he know, like, does he still exist? Does he watch? Can he change things? What effect and role does he have on it? You know, like, was it just, you know, billions of years ago, he's just like, hey, yo, boom. Here's the things. I'm just going to make a perfect environment where this stuff can just form on its own. Or was he like, boom, and then he sat back for a while and watched it for a minute and was like, all right, I'm cooking here for a minute. Let's get this fucking, let's get this fucking, like, latest common ancestor. Let's get that fucking going there. Let's watch that shit bubble. Or are you saying that fucking, like, where does God step in the evolutionary process? If the Earth is billions of years old, I just want to know, like, your position, where he steps in and what role he has. I want to know what evidence is congruent to God's influence in what section. I don't know, the word, you used the word congruent quite a few times, so I wanted to say congruent, what is congruent? Time. I accept as propositionally accurate that the Bible's particularly the Tanakh, I'm a Noahide by faith word. Okay, cool. Representations of God and the formation of the natural universe is accurate, although I don't personally interpret the book of Genesis as literally true. Sorry. But, representation of God and the formation of the natural universe is accurate. Well, fucking, what translation or what version of the Bible are you reading? Because I personally judge a Bible by the first fucking words in Genesis 1:1, because they're important. For explicitly this reason. The Bible itself, fucking, I personally use the NRSV UE. It's my favorite fucking version. I like it. It makes me happy. You know, I like it. It really depends. Like, fucking, the Bible doesn't say that the Earth was created or the world or the universe was created ex nihilo, like fucking, like, out of nothing. And in, like, the King James Bible and those types of things, Genesis 1 will say, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Whereas a more proper reading in translation is, when God began to create the heavens and the earth. So he's stepping in and he's all right, I'm going to fucking do this shit. Okay? The earth was complete chaos, and darkness covered the face of the deep, while a wind from God swept over the face of the waters. So, like, this is explaining a scene here where God's getting ready to fucking do his creating and shit. When God began to create the heavens and the earth, it was chaos. This shit's already there. The material's there. It's a watery chaos of shit's just fucking crazy. The waters are all there. And the breath or the spirit of God moves over the face of the waters. And it's about him setting order and separating the waters from above and below. You know? The day from the night. The fucking waters from above and the waters below. The sky and the sea. The fucking land from the sea. The fish in the sea and the birds in the sky. The fucking land animals. Humans last. And so like when you look at it from like a biblical perspective, like honestly, like fucking God's coming in, the earth and all that shit and everything's like already there. It's just a watery chaos, and he then orders it. He doesn't create it out of nothing. Like he doesn't go, haha, I'm God, boom, earth, and then now let's do the things. He's stepping in to a chaotic situation and ordering. And I think that that's like interesting in that sense, but that even there like doesn't say like that he like created or made everything, you know? He stepped into a situation. And welcome, Ferret King. Great to see you. Shout out to fucking Ferret King. Fucking, oh my god, a cat's here. Oh my god. Oh my god. And God's formation of the natural universe is accurate, although I don't personally interpret the Book of Genesis is literally true. The JPS Tanakh is a relatively accurate translation, in my honest opinion. Yeah, yeah. That's yeah, commonly used. I believe that they say in the beginning though, do they not? Come here. Come here. There is a verse where it says something along the lines of 1,000 years is a moment. Yeah, so that is later, like that is I think brought up in like John and girl. Oh, sweet kitten. It's it, kiddios. And Super Dweller, great to see you. I don't know if I fucking said it earlier, but I fucking saw you fucking swing by earlier. Fucking, I feel like I did, but I also feel like I didn't, so I'm gonna say it again. I'm getting a weird feeling that I didn't. So, yo, dog, I was bitching in fucking Woke Potatoes chat. I also made this fucking tweet about it. You should follow me on Twitter. My tweets are underrated and underappreciated. Not a single fucking like on this, but I think it's funny. It says the only thing worse than the new Twitch mobile app is that it recommended I watch Sonsol. That's fucking funny and underappreciated. Under like 56 people saw that and didn't like it. Disappointing. That's fucking funny. But yo, it's fucking trash, dog. Fucking trash. The perfect fucking screenshot of it. The only thing that makes this good is that there's Pokemon on. It honestly makes it disgusting, to be honest. God damn. Underappreciated. But yeah, no, it's fucking disgusting. I hate it so much. It makes me not want to use fucking Twitch. I use mobile. That's how I watch my shit. Like, I watch that shit on my phone. And you can't even like, God damn it, cat. I love you, man. I'm like, oh, it's okay. She slipped and then she fucking like stabbed into my leg. Oh, god damn. Oh, fuck. But yeah, no, it's really shitty. Oh, I hate it. It's so bad.
Maybe you're talking about...
Okay, but yeah, this dude is a fucking... This guy's my boogeyman, okay? Like, this is like the fucking, like... You know, if I had to fight my way out of hell and I had to, like, kill my demons, this guy, my fucking principal from fucking... I guess he was vice principal at the time. Vice principal from high school, and my last boss who fired me for streaming. Fucking, they'd be my main bosses in hell. I look forward to seeing them there.
Macroevolution. That's where an animal changes into a different kind of animal.
That's right. None other than the Lagermeister himself, Kent Hovind. But sorry, Chris, I interrupted. You were saying something about macroevolution.
Again, dogs produce dogs. You might get a big dog or a little dog. It might have straight hair, it might have curly hair, but it's a dog every time.
Nobody's ever seen a dog produce a non-dog. I mean, you may get a big dog or a little dog, I understand, but you're going to get a dog, okay?
My dude just banged fucking them fucking Podholer fucking, or not Podholer, Kent Hovind fucking lines. Yo, absolutely. I know those lines very well. Like, if my dude even did the fucking, here, this isn't my wife, it's just a picture of her fucking joke. If he did that, it's like, dog, who the fuck do you think you are? You don't think I know fucking Kent Hovind very well? I know my Kent Hovind, boy. I'm forced to watch it. And then I forced myself to watch it a bunch more and fucking hate watch it so much. I'd love to fucking have like Kent Hovind on and like do like a fucking NEAS style fucking prank fake fucking stream thing to like humiliate him and fucking ugh. I would love to do that so much. Fucking I bet I could bait him on, but I'm not big enough, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, like I would love to fucking get like that motherfucker on. He would come on, right? Like he's a fucking absolute goof. He's a complete discredited fraud fucking felon.
Every time.
Now, the dog and the wolf and the coyote may have had a common ancestor.
It could be. The dog, the wolf, and the coyote had a common ancestor.
And so on and so on. It's almost as if Hovind escaped from jail, got a bad haircut, and went right back to preaching. Unfortunately, Johnson has none of the charisma of the...
Hey, yo, dog, that's the only haircut that's going to cover up his receding hairline, dude. Fucking, as I bald, the more I understand, you know?
Went right back to preaching.
And dude's having a rough
Johnson
time,
has
dog.
none
Leave
of
him
the
alone.
charisma of the real Hovind. At least the real Hovind had the imagination to make up his own lies and deliver them with the geniality and confidence of an aluminum siding salesman.
This came out 13 years ago. Now Kent Hovind's son, Eric Hovind, is doing the same thing. And Eric Hovind is one of the most frustrating fucking... Well, maybe it's... I'm a little fucking biased because of my background, but one of the most frustrating fucking tweeters of all time because he's so fucking stupid, dog. He's one of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen. Like, I would love if this dude just, like, wasn't.
Satan is real, and he thought, if God is real, why didn't he write it in the sky? Here's my thoughts on it. I go, well, the fact that Satan is real, and he is the great deceiver, and he is the father of lies, and he has deceived many. That's why we do need apologetics. I mean, think about it. The Bible describes Satan as the one who has blinded the eyes of men so that they cannot see the truth. God is the one who commanded us to do apologetics. Now, I don't think my apologetic answers are what save people. I know that it is the work of the Holy Spirit in somebody's heart that actually does the saving of somebody's life, brings somebody from death to life. So it's not my apologetics, it's what the Holy Spirit does in their life.
Whack. But when you're playing his turbulence and you feel the atheism leaving your body, fucking, yo, fucking like that could be a funny joke if this dude wasn't such a piece of shit and it wasn't fucking Eric Hovind saying this is so true. It's usable, I suppose, but like twice now while I'm watching a stream, it tabbed me into new random dog, or like fucking, yo, so I'm watching fucking Tato, like I do. I love my boy. I'm gonna support my boy. I always keep my fucking tabs open. Like fucking, I'm sure I have my fucking Tato tab open right now. You know, homie live? Yeah, you bet your fucking ass I'm fucking like gonna have that shit open. Fucking, it's gonna be, the tab's gonna be muted, but the fucking actual stream isn't. You know, I'm gonna try my best to fucking help the boy. You know? But I was watching my boy on fucking, on my phone. And I go to update my fucking, my title while my fucking computer's fucking restarting. I restart it before every stream. Asterisk needed, except the times when I don't and I have problems. I was watching fucking Tato and I go to fucking change my thing, which would have been easy to do. You just flick down and it goes into a little window. But now I gotta go on some giant reel of some stupid fuck Sansol ass bitch. And it's like, what the fuck is this, dude? I am watching fucking Tato. I don't want to fucking flick down to go update my shit, which I could do normally before. And now, oh, sorry, you're not watching fucking Woke Potato. You're watching fucking Sansol. Sorry. Fuck you, Twitch app. I am mad at you. Okay? You made me watch like fucking 5 seconds of Sansol, dude. How fucking dare you? Honestly, it wasn't even 5 seconds. It was like 2 max. But like, how dare you, dog? I might have counted as a fucking viewer, dude. Absolutely disgraceful. And yeah, I will be lodging a complaint, you fucking goober. I don't fucking follow him. Why the fuck? What? You may like this. No, I do not. I'm trying to change my title and watch my homie, dog. Stop it. Ugh, fuck. Get lots of kinds of dogs, and certain ones will be more successful, and that trait will be added to the overall genetic makeup of the population. No, that's allowed. That's short-term evolution. That's allowed. That's microevolution. That's adaptation and microevolution. That's fine. That's real. That's not evolution, though. Fucking, isn't that the same thing if it's just over a longer period of time? Shut up. No, that's not real. It wasn't a lot of time. It's 6,000 years. Shut up. Okay. 4 Miracles of Atheism by Eric Hovind, Kent Hovind's son. Getting something from nothing. Your fucking book doesn't say anything about getting something from nothing either. Getting life from non-life. What? What? Getting order from chaos. See, like, these are the things that are, like, so fucked up. Like, this is why when fucking... Welcome, Potato King. Oh, my God. Let's go.
This is a certified hood classic.
All my homies love potatoes. Let's go. Fucking... we're not talking r/atheism, but we can. Fucking... Fucking... We're watching a Podholer video, and I was talking about Eric Hovind, Kent Hovind's son, and he's shitty. And I was just showing his fucking... his Twitter, because his Twitter's shitty because he's shitty. And this is happening to be one of the first posts. So that's the only reason we're reading this. But this is why, number 3, getting order from chaos. See, like, this is like the law of thermodynamics. And this is why when fucking Corey brought it up one of the Wednesdays, they brought up thermodynamics talking about biochem and shit, and I like had like a little fucking Vietnam flashback. Because like that's a huge thing with young earth creationists is fucking everything moves from a state of order to disorder. How can you get order from disorder? And then that's when you start getting the fucking, you have a junkyard of fucking parts and you're saying that a tornado can come and make a Lamborghini, you know, shit like that. Those types of arguments come from that. And I was very heavily like taught, you know, like you can't get fucking order from chaos. And science was accepted when it worked for them, and it was rejected when it didn't. And he is the king of that. Honestly, I don't think anybody is better at conveying this than Kent Hovind. I think that he is a goddamn goat. There were others, yeah, he is a goober, and he's kind of fucking had like a mental decline, and now he has a bash an atheist fucking segment that he does all the time that I would love to be on, but fucking I don't think I'll ever be big enough for fucking Hovey boy to fucking bonk me, but I would love nothing more. I just want to talk to Kent. Oh my god. And like let him know like how big of like a part of my childhood he was, and like, you know, like how he like kind of, you know, I feel like how he stole this shit from me. I'd love to have a conversation with him. I wonder how long I could keep him on. Yeah, that'd be so great. But regardless of like his like decline, it is, and his fucking prison sentence for fucking federal tax crimes and fucking structuring, he is the GOAT. Like, he is. And, like, everybody else is copying him, and nobody does it as good. Nobody does it as well.
Johnson is just boring, repetitive,
He perfected what others did before, and everyone else is now copying him.
and predictable.
All the observable scientific evidence has shown us that dogs produce dogs, which is exactly what the Bible says. They bring forth after their kind.
No.
Oh, dog, I was a young Earther IRL, and I would have debated the fuck out of you, dude. Earth is fucking 6,000 years old. Fucking, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because my science teacher, not in real life, in video form, was Kent Hovind.
No argument there. So let's move on to something that supports the title of your video.
Now, if you want to believe something non-dog produced a dog, then you're going outside the realm of science.
Look, no one believes something non-dog produces a dog. Didn't you ever study evolution before embarking on this Hovind cut and paste rant? In fact, the theory of evolution is only viable if an animal of one species gives birth to an animal of the same species. If dogs started giving birth to rats, the whole theory would collapse.
Again, dogs produce dogs every time.
We know!
If we go by the observable evidence, we see they bring forth after their kind, just like the Bible says.
To go beyond that and say that a dog came from something non-dog goes beyond the observation.
The science shows that dogs produce dogs. That's what we've always seen.
Shut up!
There are observations and no experimentations that have ever shown us that a dog can produce a non-dog.
If you want to believe that something non-dog produced a dog, long
Say dog again! I dare you! I double dare you!
Cat.
Dogs produce dogs. That's what we've always seen.
And, sorry. Let me get my thing going here. Where's my mouse? And scratch pads fucking produce happy cats. It's guaranteed. We see it every time. You get your cat a fucking scratch pad, they're very happy every time. Every time you get one, the cat says, "Oh, I love you very much." And I say, "Oh, not as much as I love you. Oh my God, I love you so much. Oh my God, don't look at me. I can't take it. Thank you for turning away because I can't look at your face because I will die. Thank you. Don't look at me. I need to turn the camera off." Okay, thank you. There's a cat on a scratch pad right now, and she is the happiest cat. Oh, what a sweet kitten. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh, fuck. Fucking, I got her back in February. And like still to this day, like it's so crazy. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I have a cat, and it's so amazing. Nudie Boy will never let you forget that you fucking have a dog. Okay, I love Nudie Boy. Okay, he's a sweet, sweet boy, but he's also a fucking crazy son of a bitch. Okay, you'll never forget that you got a fucking Newton. But Sweet Boo is just so sweet and nice, and she's just such a sweet girl. And she's just like occasionally come and just like rub on your leg and be like, "Oh my God, you chose to come hang out with me. Oh my God. I'm so honored." Her presence is just like fucking seeing a Ho-Oh in fucking Pokemon, where it's just like, oh my God, do I get eternal life now and like eternal youth? Oh my God. Welcome, Cat. Great to see ya, as well as a sighting of Critical Ace Theory. Cat, the human. Great to see ya. Shout out at Critical Ace Theory. Hope you're doing well. Oh, she's such a sweet girl. Oh, she does. Fucking, she loves a good fucking head scritch. She likes getting the scritch on her, like right on the top of her head and like right on the base of her tail. I know that's many cats. Like that's not like a unique thing, but like that's her favorite. She'll fucking like go crazy. But I personally only fucking go for scritches when like she comes by and like wants them. I try not to scritch her when she's like fucking on her little pad, even though I want to pet her fucking head so bad. I try very, very hard to not bother her when she doesn't want to be bothered. Try to respect the kitty's boundaries.
Johnson may be confused because of something that is observable and forms a key part of the theory of evolution. When a dog gives birth to another dog, the offspring is not an exact copy of either parent. It's different in very subtle ways. It could be hairier, it could be frightened of the color red, it could be more aggressive towards camels, but it's still a dog. The same goes for a salamander. This ensatina doesn't give birth to a rat or an albatross. It gives birth to another ensatina, with, of course, slight genetic differences. Over successive generations, these differences accumulate.
Cats are
if some
lovely.
Ensatina move into new territory, their descendants are eventually going to look very different to the distant
kitty.
cousins they left behind. But as the two Hovins would say, it's
good
still
girl.
an Ensatina. If you like, it's the same kind, because both species can interbreed successfully. And that's exactly what happened to the Ensatina salamander,
shit.
which biologists think originated in
Here
and
comes
around
that
the state
ring
of Oregon.
shit.
As the species expanded southwards to the west of California's Central Valley, it progressively changed. But despite the differences, each type of Ensatina could still interbreed with its neighbours. The Hovins would call this a classic example of microevolution. Animals change, but they're still the same kind.
Yeah, they say that there's 6 types of evolution, like cosmic, micro, macro, cosmic, chemical, micro, macro, fucking, some other dumb shit, fucking other weird shit. But micro is allowed. Wolves can become dogs. Lions can become house cats. Giraffes maybe can become deer, but I don't know. I also watched a fucking show called Animals That Defy Evolution that made it seem like giraffes were made giraffes and they were just made that way, and they're their own kind, separate from the deer kind. But those are allowed, but you can never have a common thing between all of them. We didn't come from no monkey. The one crazy conservative Christian woman I've met, I straight up just asked her how old she thinks Earth is, and she said she disagreed with young Earth creationists. Is the young Earth creationist movement dying out? Yeah, I don't know like the numbers and shit, so I can't say with my chest and shit that fucking yes, the young Earth creationist movement is dying out, and their numbers have dropped significantly. But I think that the fucking teaching of like fucking young Earth creationism isn't maybe as prevalent. That being said, though, like fucking there are still a lot of fucking people out here where like I am, where they're teaching that evolution is like a lie, and like a lot of these Christian schools are teaching fucking like anti-evolution shit. So like I don't know if it is. But I'm honestly just going off of my experience and knowledge of like the shit around me, and like upon reflection, like dog, I know quite a few people who like, but I also might be more like in tune with that shit like around here, and like a couple of connections I have to that, but still exists.
They can still interbreed.
But like I don't know if it's as prevalent publicly, but just because you're a fucking, like, you know, dumb conservative Christian doesn't necessarily mean that you think that the Earth is, like, 6,000 years old. But, like, I wonder what their thoughts and stuff would be on, like, evolution and, like, those types of things, you know?
See, if they can bring forth, they're the same kind. Simple definition. Can they bring forth?
The same thing happened with the Ensatina that spread southwards to the east of the Central Valley. As they adapted to their new environments, they changed, but each type of Ensatina could still interbreed with other Ensatina from neighbouring groups. Then the two lines came together at the southern end of the Central Valley, and that's where the creationist theory comes unstuck. Because by now each line has evolved so much and become so different to the ancestral Ensatina left behind in Oregon that the new neighbours can't interbreed. So according to the biblical definition, they must be different kinds. Let's just see what a mess this makes of Johnson's logic as we follow the evolutionary trail of these salamanders southwards. Same kind, same kind, same kind. Whoops. If they're all the same kind, why can't these two interbreed? That would make them a different kind. But we know this one can interbreed with this one, so they must be the same kind. Let's follow the trail back again. Same kind, same kind, same kind, same kind, same kind. Oh! We've hit the same problem. These ones at the end can't be the same kind because they can't interbreed. So back we go. Same kind, same kind, same kind. If this has creationists going round in frustrating circles, it's because this phenomenon is called ring species. Even if creationists believe these salamanders were magically spoken
Yo, this is the type of shit that, like, when I was a creationist, it depends on like where in my journey kind of I was, because I was essentially trained to block, and like not listen, you know, like block out all the information they're saying, don't listen, hit them with the were you there, you know, and then hit them with talking points, and like don't get into the nuance, don't allow these things. But if someone like could get me with a good, like, all right, no, like, let's sit down and talk and listen. And like, okay, like, if, you know, that which can bring forth, which was my definition of kind, because I was going off the Kent Hovind definition, like, that which can bring forth is definitely like burnt into my brain as like the definition of a kind, which is something that like most science people, like, if I bring that up to like my partner who's a science teacher, like a high school science teacher, if I can say, the fuck is that? You know? It's not a real thing. It's a fucking goddamn young earth creationist thing. If I really allowed myself to really consider the contradiction there and like really consider ring species and really consider, you know, what is the difference between micro and macro evolution other than time? You know, like these are the types of things that eventually did set in. Like they eventually did. But they're the type of stuff that like if you like said this stuff to me like at the time, if I was listening, I probably still at the time probably would have blocked, and then maybe reflected on it later, and not, you know, like kind of just like let that shit sink in a bit, you know. But a lot of young Earth creationist fucking teaching, is really just how to block out or how to allow yourself to immediately negate any information and immediately think, well, there's probably more and better information on my side. I just have to go find the fucking Kent Hovind video where he says it. You know? And it gives a lot of false confidence and a lot of opportunity to block out and not listen to anything because it's all lies of the enemy. You know? It's all fucking Satan trying to throw his fucking arrows and trying to fool us fucking mere humans with his lies. You know? And that shit's powerful, dog, for real.
Spoken into existence by a deity out of nothing, that's still...
Hell yeah, it's time for a fucking dabby mon. Fucking, I agree. Get it out. I'm a little bit of a fucking sleepy boy. I'm a bit of a sleepy boy. Fucking... This next week, dog, I'm gonna fucking be like trying my best to just like sleep real good. Real good. Nice and good, dog. I got like one of these eye masks and it's real nice. Because my partner's a teacher, so she doesn't work over the summer. So, you know, like the lights are on a bit later and shit, or like phone screens and shit. And I can just like have that shit pitch black and she can just be happy doing whatever she wants on her phone and shit. Oh, that's been amazing. Or even just like light from the curtains and shit. So nice. Cheers.
Smoke every day, weed every day. We smoke weed every day. Every day, smoke every day. Smoke weed,
Whoa.
smoke every day.
Amazing. Thank you.
Amazing.
Where should we go? Let's go here. Alright. Holy shit. That was toasty, boy. That was toasty, boy. Whew.
Still doesn't explain why each neighbouring group can interbreed and these neighbouring groups can't. Are they the same kind or not? And it's not restricted to salamanders in California. A bird called the green...
Fucking, I wish, like, I don't wish I had this accent. Like, I don't. But I only wish I had it in the opportunity that I said can't like him. Like, can't. Because you can say to somebody, you call him a cunt. Like, you say, you cunt. And he turns around and says, wait, what did you just call me a cunt? No, he said, you can't. You cannot. Ken, don't do that. You can get away with it. You know? Or I guess you just be Australian. But fucking... honestly, I take it all back. Being Australian would just be better. They just have like a better accent. And cunts like totally allowed. Like politicians call people cunts and shit. And it's just like, oh yeah, that's like awesome. I like that word. I don't think it should be weaponized against women. Like, I think that that's not good. But at the same time, the word cunt's fucking awesome, dude.
Greenish warbler has evolved as it moves around the Tibetan plateau, and the gradual morphological changes between the groups can be seen. Again, each group can interbreed with the neighboring groups, so they all must be the same kind. But where the two evolutionary trails meet and overlap in Siberia, the greenish warblers here can't interbreed.
Cat startled the fuck out of me. Hi, kitty. Came in faster than normal.
How can they all be the same kind? Confusing, huh? Actually, it's only creationists who are confused by ring species, which is why you won't find any explanation of them in Creation Wiki, and no answer to them in Answers in Genesis.
Damn.
Biologists aren't confused because the existence of ring species is perfectly compatible with evolution. In fact, we'd expect to get ring species according to the theory of evolution. This is because in the real world, evolution doesn't produce neat little boxes dividing organisms into kinds. Evolution is a gradation, a slow change.
Are these rams? Because like there would be like 7 pairs of these. There'd be 14. Did you know on Noah's Ark, in Noah's Ark, I believe it's Genesis 7. You can go fucking check it. Fucking, I don't want to pull it up right now. Fucking, there was 2 of every, or a pair of every animal. But there were 7 pairs, so 14 of every clean animal and bird. I was taught by Kent Hovind, and Ken Ham would as well agree, and shows in his Ark exhibit, that there are also dinosaurs on the Ark, which would mean that it really depends on if dinosaurs were able to be sacrificed or not. If they were able to sacrifice dinosaurs, there could potentially be 14 of each of those dinosaurs. But all aerial bird dinosaurs, there were in fact 14 pterodactyls on the Ark. And I want you to fucking understand that, dog. 7 male and 7 female pterodactyl on the Ark if you believe that there are dinosaurs on the Ark. That is fucking amazing, dog. I would love to talk to fucking Kent Hovind about that. Oh, dog. Oh my god. Yeah, do we gotta fucking pull up old fucking Genesis 7 here? I think it's Genesis 7. Old Genesis. I love it. It's so great and fun. Yeah. Here's my friend. Take with you 7 pairs of all clean animals. It's male and its mate. Pair of animals. And a pair of all animals that are not clean. The male and its mate. And 7 pairs of the birds. Of the air also, male and female. Keep their kind alive on the face of the earth. Yeah. I'm not going into a long breakdown of Noah's Ark. We've done it before. But yeah, fucking I think that that's super fun and interesting, and that's cool, and that's funny to me. I like that. I like the thought. And I want to make a fucking image where it is biblically accurate, and there's like 14 fucking sheep and like fucking 14 like fucking like rams and like fucking 14 pterodactyls. And honestly, I would assume that a triceratops is a clean animal. Fucking, so there's gotta be at least 14 triceratops in there. Imagine there being pterodactyls on the boat. There were! Dude! Oh my god. Fucking, we're not finishing this video. I'm telling you right now, okay? I'm telling you right now. So you can't get mad at me. TALORX, we didn't finish the video. Yeah, fuck. I'm telling you, sorry. 10 Ham Ark exhibit. Dinosaur. Jesus Christ, can I spell it worse? Yes, I guarantee you I can spell it worse. Oh my god, I guarantee you I can spell it worse. Okay, this is a Creation Museum. I don't want Creation Museum. I want the Ark exhibit. This greasy fuck. Have I seen this? Yes, I have. Do I recall them pointing out the dinosaur parts? I don't think so. Some sacrifices.
And there's an important reason why we have this particular exhibit, because there's a number of different species of bats. We think there's probably only one kind of bat.
Amazing!
What's a kind? That which can bring forth.
But we...
Yo, I want to get back on my creationist shit. Yo, we're going to watch some more creationist shit. We're going to do creationist shit for the next little bit here because I feel like fucking like a little addiction to doing that. I want to get back on that shit. I like it. I don't do shit for a while because I feel like fucking, oh yeah, I did that a lot. But then it's gone for so long that so many people think that I haven't even done it. Oh my god, let's go! Thank you so much, Energy Flow, for gifting a sub to Ferret King. Thank you. Thank you. We have the Ferret King, we have the Potato King. We have so many fucking monarchs in here today. Like, god damn, like fucking royal ass chat.
We allow multiple kinds, which inflates.
Okay, I want to see the dinos. Show me your dino. Show me your dino. Okay.
Actually, there are others of
Yo, this is so crazy here.
They did call.
Yo, I think there's
but you didn't
dinosaurs
model
in
that
this.
clothing.
No, I had one me down.
This isn't yet
The,
Yeah, look,
diorama.
yeah, here, see, look, in the diorama, there's a fucking T-Rex. This motherfucker's... Okay, yeah. I gotta go to the zoom in on the fireplace, sorry. Yo, can you see this here? This motherfucker's showing there's a goddamn T-Rex in the fucking Coliseum.
Well, and even in the artwork.
And it's important for mums and dads to explain, I mean, the thought of
How far did we not say? You've already
on television.
a large, reputable heart seat going over.
Hey, that'd be a great thing for the family to do. Look for all 8 characters on each deck.
That's right.
And see if you can find them. The other thing you'll notice in the cages, there are some animals you may have never heard of before, because
at that time.
So the kind divided into different species after the flood.
That's right.
And so white doves come after the flood.
Shut the fuck up. Yo, there's other dinosaur shit on here. Like, there's like actual dinosaurs. I probably
There's a lot of
missed it.
backstory to this too. When I first debated Bill Nye at the Creation Museum, February 2014.
Ark exhibit, dinosaur. There's a little cage where this fucking thing is. I don't want to watch a whole hour-long video to find it. But yes, they believe there's dinosaurs on the fucking Ark. In English, please. I don't understand what it says, but welcome, well.
Amazing.
Royalty are only bad if they're landlords. Royalty are only bad if they're actually royalty and not just fucking usernames. Fucking royalty's good when it's used to help a homie feel nice and good and get up on themselves. Like, hey, yo, you drop this, king. Your crown, homie. You know, like, that's nice. You know? The actual ruling monarchs, fucking, you know, IRL, like, hey, yo, not for it. But when a homie's a king on some, like, king shit, you know, they're on some king shit, you know? They fucking, you know? You know, when the Ferret King is the fucking Ferret King, the Ferret King is gonna be the fucking king, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, for real, like, different. That's some good shit. That's not that fucking monarch bad king shit. That's that cream shit. You know? Yeah, not landlords. Absolutely. But yeah, fucking greasy, fucking awful.
From one type of organism
gonna
into
go on the
another,
fucking-
and that's why a dog can never give birth
there's
to
only
a
3 minutes
non-dog.
left. Let's go.
It would be like a man coming out of a lump of clay,
We're gonna make it
or
through
a
the
woman
video.
coming out of a rib. I'm sure Johnson would agree with me that these are just as impossible as a non-dog coming out of a dog. Or
True.
maybe not. Having gone on at length about the impossibility.
But you have to factor in miracles. They only accept miracles from their book. You can't say it's a miracle. I wonder what would happen if you really played the miracle card. But you don't have to with science. Like, you could actually explain it with real science. And I wouldn't want to actually like play it with them, like even mockingly, and like make them think that I was actually a fucking atheist who believed and said these things, and then they could use it as like a dumb thing, you know, not understand them, totally make fun of it.
Of a supernatural event, like a dog producing a non-dog. Johnson then turns around and professes his belief in the supernatural. Huh?
I can prove, I can provide evidence of the Bible being true and logical evidence of a creator, but I cannot prove it scientifically because science only deals with the physical and material world. It can't test supernatural things.
Oh, well, allow me to retort. Of course, science can test supernatural things. When this supernatural phenomenon was tested by science, it was found to be caused by the refraction of light in water droplets. It was once thought there was a supernatural flood that covered the earth. That was also tested by science and found to be wrong. And the supernatural belief that we all appeared out of nothing 6,000 years ago has been tested and falsified many times over. Johnson himself shows.
Yo, honestly, this is the type of shit that, no joke, dog. This is the type of shit that, like, can honestly change minds. As somebody whose mind was, like, no joke changed by, like, these types of things. The way that, like, he, like, with the fucking, like, with the obvious, like, the information and those types of things, like, with the humor and shit, too, like, the fucking kind of making the shit look silly, but, like, in a respectfully enough way that, like, if you fucking believe these things, like, it's not so rude and angry and disrespectful that you just turn it off immediately, but it's enough that, like, if you're an honest human, like, you gotta fucking laugh at this shit here, you know, like, fucking
has been tested,
you know, like, certain other things, and they're just fucking shaking on it and just like, yep, solid, sold. Even if you're a fucking creationist, that shit's fucking funny. And you like, that shit's got to make you fucking like more like embracing of their ideas. No joke. You know, the classic, I don't care who you are, that shit's funny. That fucking makes you more embracing to the ideas. Fucking, even if it's like kind of a shot at them. I don't know, dog. That shit fucking helped me a lot. I don't know. I thought that shit's good as fuck. Oh, fucking 10 out of 10.
Many times over. Johnson himself shows that he believes stars are supernatural because there's no possible way they could have formed on their own. How does he reach that conclusion? Well, once again, he copies a Hovind argument.
But even the idea of, you know, they say, well, gases, you know, formed together to make a star. The idea of that is unscientific and unlogical because Boyle's gas law would prevent that from happening. Boyle's gas law is if you have a bunch of...
Boyle's gas law states that at a constant temperature for a fixed mass, the absolute pressure and the volume of gas are inversely proportional.
Of, you know, dust out in space like that, and they would condense to form something. The closer together they get, the more energy, or the heat is increased. Kinetic energy drives them back out again. Okay, Boyle's gas law would prevent that from happening. So they don't have any explanations on how a star could even form.
Now, of course, Johnson isn't eligible for the coveted golden crocoduck by going on and on and on and on about how dogs produce dogs. That's like proclaiming that an ice cream factory produces ice cream. It's hardly a breach of the 9th commandment. But there's so much nonsense in his videos, the choice is just too enormous, so I plumped for this one. Johnson's assertion that stars can't possibly form because of Boyle's law. Generally speaking, it's true to say that these gases should be driven apart, but for reasons more complex than Boyle's law, which only applies to ideal gases. So how can they possibly come together and stay together?
The only miracle I like and believe in are the secular Christmas kind. Absolutely.
Amazing.
Fucking, I reference Christmas miracles IRL all the time. It is my go-to. If somebody ever says something or does something that's kind of like excited or whatever, and I don't know how to respond or something, I always go to, it's a Christmas miracle. Always. Classic. It's a banger, dude. Fucking banger.
If, as Johnson states, these balls of gas shouldn't exist,
Or if I'm delivering fucking mail, Merry Christmas. Dog. Gets them every time. Fucking oof.
and yet they do, then some invisible force must be counteracting the force that's pulling them apart. Johnson can't think of any force capable of doing this, so he assumes that this must be the work of the supernatural, i.e. God. The question is, has science discovered some force in the universe that attracts matter together? Okay, this is so easy for anyone watching this video that I won't waste your time by explaining it. I'll just play the response I played when a similarly dumb assertion was made about how God must have made all the planets round. Sign us out, Chris.
Okay, Boyle's gas law would prevent that from happening, so they don't have any explanations on how a star could even form.
I just want to say one word to you. Just one word.
Yes, sir.
Are you listening?
Yes, I am.
Wait, what was the word? What was the word? Oh, you can't do me like that. Dog, that hurts so bad. Dude, that is so sad. Like, that hurts me. And that makes me inside go, oh, dude, why? Gravity? It was gravity? Okay.
Far more astonishing than weeping.
Oh, this is a different fucking video.
Number one.
Did he say it?
Yes, sir.
Are you listening?
Yes, I am.
All right, if you're God, reveal your Godhead.
Yeah, he definitely didn't even say it, dude. My dude didn't even fucking say it. Alright, guys. It is time. What time is it? Well, let me tell you. I don't know what time it is. To be honest. Let's see what is something that is... Do you guys have any raid suggestions? But that being said, though, I gotta go to someone who will understand that I'm just gonna fucking raid and dip. Okay, here's a good one. Oh, yo, they've been live for 4 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, now it's 4 hours and 21 now. Alright, we're going to Jason. Fucking much love, my dudes. I will see you all on Friday. We're gonna be doing good shit. I want to do some fucking Young Earth creationist shit, and I think it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be funny, and we're gonna have a good time, and we're all gonna hang out, and we're all gonna talk about it, and everyone's gonna say, "Oh, yo, that's crazy, dog," and I'm gonna say, "Dude, no, right?" And we're gonna do that for roughly 4 hours, depending on how quickly I can get home from work. And I'm excited to do it. I don't know about you guys. I am. So I'll see you then. Okay, cool. Bye. Thanks. All right. Awesome. Cool. Go to Jason, please.